The tape. We do it a little bit different around here.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face. Shut up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape. Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
The tape.
UGA game day, boy, we ball out. Pull up, put the whole conference in the doghouse. Leave them 6 feet, see me on the win streak. All-star status, go coach, and the bench deep. Offense on 10, how we run it? Your best ain't nothing, we gon' send them boys punting. Black and red, got them dead on arrival. Defense, hunker down for the tie. Hey, you don't want it with the dogs. Found guy on it, you don't want it with my dog. Break it down, play by play, that's the day-to-day. They know we ain't come to play, boy, it's UGA. Kirby smart, I cannot play the fool. Back to back, we did not come to lose. Back to back, like we got something to prove. Pay your dues, dog nation on the move. What's up?
We do it a little bit different around here.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
The tape. The tape.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Shut up. Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face. Shut up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape. The
Shut
tape.
up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
Shut up. The tape.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to MBR, or as we like to call it around here, Nothing But Rants, the show where I find topics that I'm oddly passionate about and I pontificate upon them. These are not hot takes, but rather takes that I'm hot about. What's up? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Wednesday evening here on the show. As always, got an absolutely slam-packed, loaded 2 hours for you guys tonight on, what is a channel that celebrates college football. We love college football around here. Will you turn that light on for me? It is Wednesday. We got What If Wednesday for you guys. We also have a plethora, and I mean a plethora of predictions for you guys tonight. A lot of big-time college football games. Done seen the light, boys. Got a lot of great football games this weekend. We're going to bring you predictions tonight as well. But, we always like to start with the news around here. We got some big-time news around here on a Wednesday, as always. What is Wednesday news going to next week move to Tuesday news, breaking news?
Oh, a lot of news there.
A lot of news there. We do quarterback rankings around here on Wednesdays. We're going to start doing quarterback rankings right here on Tuesdays. So that's the breaking news about the news, and we're going to talk about the news in a second. But want to ask you to go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, okay? Like, subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. If you're one of the many thousands of brand new subscribers, whether we pulled you in through film study, whether you're here because of a dynamite hit over there on TexAgs, whether you're here from a dynamite hit over there on Crane & Company, whether you're here from a dynamite hit that is impending on AL.com as we continue to, spread ourselves extremely thin through all these other networks in hopes of bringing in multiple new people. If you're one of those people, welcome in. Welcome into our live show. Hope you enjoy it. Over the next 2 hours, we got a great one for you. Fire off in that live chat tonight and make sure you behave yourself. Try to, at least for me. We got a great one for you. Let's start with the news that is quarterback rankings. You want SEC quarterback rankings or you want national quarterback rankings, Jonathan?
National quarterback rankings.
Okay, asking right you decision. Shall receive. Really pinned myself into a corner there, didn't I?
You sure did.
That's on me. You know,
I'm too prepared.
I thought
Too
you
locked
might.
in.
I thought, you know what? I gave you a layup to lean into the bit there, and you weren't a good teammate. And you know what? It says a lot about you. But I appreciate it. National quarterback rankings. Here we go. We got it for you. You want 10-1, 9-1, or 1-10?
5-1, 10-5.
Let's go 10-1. Or actually, let's go 1-10. And look, here's the deal. A lot of these guys on this list have been on this list for a couple weeks, and a lot of them had bad weeks. Sawyer Robinson had 3 picks and a loss. Carson Beck had 4 picks and a loss. There's a couple of these guys. Joey Aguilar, had a pick 6 in a terrible fashion to kind of, I think, swing and lose that football game. I don't know if it's not all his fault, bad play call, but a lot of bad weeks for a lot of these quarterbacks that have been kind of perennial hanger-outs on this list. Thoughts on that, gentlemen?
That kind of tends to happen, I think, especially when you start getting further and further into conference play because, the first 3 to 4 weeks, you're just kind of feeling these guys out because you're not playing conference opponents, or at least you're not too deep into the trenches at that point. But now, I mean, we're seeing it, especially in the SEC slate this weekend of it's nothing but ranked opponents this week. It's nothing but ranked matchups. So
at least in the SEC.
You're going to start feeling out like what the median is for these guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's the definition of humility is a week away for a lot of these guys. And we talked about how there have been opportunities for mistakes to be had up to this point. It just turns out that this was a week that a lot of them were made. So.
Number one, or should we start with the side missions? Let's start with the side missions, actually. Not healthy. First time this category's been here. I don't think John Mateers himself. No. And we can either choose to talk about it right now, or we can choose to talk about it in the prediction segment for Ole Miss. What would y'all prefer? I think we should talk about it in the prediction segment about why I think this is a concern. Let's do that there. But in my opinion, not himself. They're not calling plays like he's himself. Not himself. He's over here in a category of not quite healthy. Another category. You're playing great ball on bad teams.
Ooh.
Leader in the clubhouse, Taylon Green.
Oh, yeah.
Leader in the clubhouse, Taylon Green.
I thought you'd say Darian Mensah.
Co-captain, Darian Mensah.
There it is.
Honorary on deck, stop throwing picks, Big Mother Chucker. You know who that is?
Yeah, Sawyer Robertson.
Attaboy.
There you go.
Just improvement, man. Just improvement. That's an Easter egg for those that watch us every single night. All right, into the top 10. Number 10. My Josh Hoover. Was I on the Hoover train? Am I doing that right?
It's this.
Was I on the – it was this. I was on the Hoover train way earlier than everybody else, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
This dude has so many big-time throws last year on tape, and he's doing it again this year. Now, didn't go bonkers this past week, but did what he needed to do. Played efficient football, winning football, turnover-free football.
I say, didn't you pick TCU to win that conference?
I did pick TCU to win that conference. Sneaky chance at 5-2. Don't count my Horned Frogs out. Don't count my Horned Frogs out. Number 9. Gunnar Stockton loaded up.
Oh,
loaded up. Big time on the Stockton
it.
train. Debut on the first national top 10 list. Shout out to Gunnar Glockton.
Yeah, I mean, just gutsy performance after gutsy performance. I think that this one really, though, out of all of them, especially knowing they had an oblique injury, and he went out there and did what he did.
We broke the train on because we had to start separating you guys that are playing on losing teams, and that means we had to bring the ballers to the list. I'm glad you mentioned the word gutsy. We got Captain Guts coming up in a couple of spots. Number 8. What are you doing, son? Had an opportunity to climb. You got cursed with the Brooksy curse, CJ Carr.
Ooh,
put him on the list last week. He put out Poop Fest on the goal line last Saturday.
Big
Can't
time
be doing that.
Big time Brooks curse there.
You know what? But yeah, big time Brooks curse. Confirmation of such every single time. You know, ain't no doubt. Number 6. I knew he was due for it. He's also due to continue to go back to playing great.
One.
Oh, my bad. Number 7, Captain Guts. You know who Captain Guts is?
I'm going to go with Haynes King.
Haynes King is Captain Guts. I mean, that guy wears them on his sleeve. And he's a winner. So we put him on the list this week.
Yeah, I mean, he's helped get Georgia Tech to an undefeated season so far.
Hot take, they'll be undefeated when they play Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a possibility. We'll see.
Number 6, he was due for one of those, and he had it. Now he's going to get back to playing consistent, professional, high-level football. Carson Beck? That was pretty bad last week.
That's
either he gets
PR failure is the real concern there.
Well, you know, he came out and said that it was taken out of context.
As it always is.
And that he wasn't actually throwing his teammate out under the bus.
What was he doing then?
He just said that, we're good here. We're good behind closed doors. We're fine.
Yeah, but if you weren't throwing your teammate under the bus, what were you doing there?
That was my thought of like, well, then what did you mean by he ran the wrong route?
Were you taken out of context?
All you had to say was there was a miscommunication between me and the wide receiver.
Or, again, own up to what you said. Say
Even
it was
that.
wrong.
Yeah.
And just be like, yeah, that's on me. I shouldn't do that. He did say that. At the end of the day, I threw 4 picks. I can't do that. Ball's in my hands. I have to take care of the football. But, and like you said, either he will go back to just being Mr. Consistent, or it could be what we saw of last year where it just continues to pile up.
And guys, look, I'm not a guy that's like super overreactionary on these lists. I mean, we saw Dante Moore have a really, really bad football game against Indiana. He dropped 2 spots on my list. I didn't drop him completely off of the list. All right. I just don't think John Mateers himself. That's why he's over here. Number 5, climbing up the ranks every single week. Julian Sayin, Ohio State Buckeyes quarterback. Playing good ball right now.
Yeah, he is.
Really, really good underneath, tremendously accurate, makes good decisions, has a lot of weapons around him, but it's the explosivity down the field that we've been waiting to see and starting to see more and more on a week-to-week basis. Number 4, again, not too reactionary on this list. Joey Aguilar is still a top 5 quarterback in college football for me. I told you guys the other night, I didn't think those 2 football teams were all that much different in that football game. And not to do the box score standpoint, but you watch it on film and then you look at the box score and you're like, no, they weren't that different. They were a couple plays different. They were not totally lopsided. Number 3, Dante Moore. Number 2, Fernando Mendoza. And numero uno, by a wide margin, Ty Simpson.
Understandable.
Yep.
I mean, it feels like it's really a 2-man race between Ty Simpson and Fernando Mendoza right now of like who's the top quarterback in the country.
So my question about the Ty Simpson thing is like, does he? I mean, he would be a first-round draft pick this year if he continues to play this way.
This is what I was going to ask.
But we know the rules on the number of starts. Do you go?
I think that this might be an exception. I think this one might be an
because of
exception.
how well he's playing neck up.
I mean, it's as clean as you could ask anybody.
And
I mean,
also-
this isn't one of those scenarios where it's like an Anthony Richardson type thing where it's like, well, this guy's just uber talented.
Dude, it's not even like Mac Jones. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not. It don't even look like that. This looks like the best player and the most like the guy with the most power in his hands all the time is the quarterback.
And also on top
7
of all
games in.
that, like we've had a bunch of really saturated QB classes these past few years.
Yep.
It doesn't feel that way this year. There's a lot of like Lenore Sellers is not the hot ticket that people thought he was. Garrett Nussmeier is not turning out to be as good. Drew Aller is not all that. Cade Club, like a lot of these guys that people are like, man, look at this quarterback class. They've kind of fallen apart. So Ty Simpson right now, in my opinion, would be quarterback 1 if he did enter this draft.
Chat's cooking me.
I think you might have finally been a little hot takey with your list, it appears.
Oh yeah.
That's based on
That's
the
what
reactions from the
that's what
chat.
chat's saying.
You finally
wish-
achieved
I finally
engagement
achieved
farming.
it. We did it.
You got engagement farming status.
I wish I could say that you were sleeping on Damon Williams Jr., but he had a rough outing against Michigan.
Yeah.
Not bad on the completion, but you can't turn the ball over 3 times.
I think they're
and-
complaining about the order. What I don't have is anybody going, "Oh my God, you completely slept on this guy. Where in the hell is he at?" I don't see any of that in the chat. Y'all can complain about order. That's fine.
Someone you should
Splitting
not sleep
hairs.
on, or something you should not sleep on,
Attaboy.
is our friends over at Sleeper. We'll give a quick shout to them real quick. If you're wondering what Sleeper is a fantasy sports real money gaming app that is focused on bringing people together through sports and gaming. It has become the fastest organically growing fantasy platform in the world, with over 6 million active users in 2023. That's almost 3 years ago. You'd have to imagine it has even more now. Use promo code Brooks today to get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. I believe that they are still offering a $20 bonus for just signing up in general. So free 20 right there.
A free dub.
Head over to Sleeper. Use promo code Brooks today. Thank you to our friends over at Sleeper.
Shout out to those W ad transitions. So says the chat. I agree. W ad transition. Also, for those that listen to us every single night, we have just altered his audio just a little bit. So specifically you, Jeremiah, you were the one that texted me about that. I just toned him down just a tad bit. So let's see how that goes. I like to give you guys the power of quality control.
Thank you. I'll have to start yapping more on this show to give it a real
Please
test.
do. I mean, please do. Like, give it an audio mic check 1 2 1 2, but make sure you do it professionally. Mic check 1 2 1 2. God forbid, don't get up there and make a joke. We good on top 10 list?
I believe we are.
All right, let's do that. Let's move on to predictions. We got a lot of great football games, as we always do in college football nowadays. This Saturday, so let's go ahead and kick it off. What is our first game over there, Curb, while I get my notes ready? I got to switch over to the iPad.
We've got a big matchup in the SEC this week. It's probably the smallest out of all the marquee matchups, but there's still a lot of things to pay attention to. Alabama is traveling to Columbia to take on the South Carolina Gamecocks.
My notes haven't updated yet.
It's all right. All good. We'll take it from here then. Jay, what do you have as the key factor to this matchup?
For South Carolina,
I got it. Hold on. Stop. Hey! If we're going to clip farm, we better clip farm right. Amen? Hey, the Alabama Crimson Tide head out to Columbia, South Carolina to take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. 3:30 ESPN or ABC, excuse me. Boys, what's the key to the matchup?
It's pretty simple for South Carolina, in my opinion. If you're going to win any game, for a matter of fact, not even just because it's Alabama, but if you're going to win any game in this conference, it's going to be because of turnovers that you forced and because of special teams. Because the offense is just not consistent enough. It practically doesn't exist almost at times for you enough to rely on that and be like to say, oh, well, our offense is going to be able to hang with such and such offense today. No, you better be forcing turnovers and you better be flipping the field at the minimum with special teams.
Everyone tries to advertise this as, oh, it's Cocktober and that's what makes South Carolina win. No, the reason that South Carolina will win this matchup is because you get I'm having a horrible season. It's time to win a big game, Shane Beamer. That is much more of the Cocktober than it is here. This South Carolina team has been a massive disappointment this season. The offense has been horrible. They are not going to be a playoff team easily. I think this is where you see the classic Shane Beamer, hey, I'm still good. We're going to build momentum into next season, and we'll get people talking about us in the offseason. So that's going to be the key to the matchup.
I think you're right. I mean, for me, the key to the matchup, South Carolina, is can we summon any type of offense? Can we get something that works? Like it's not just Bama this week, man. We got one of the toughest 5-game stretches to close here that anybody could possibly dream of. So we better start to get something to work, or the riots in the streets will become even louder out there with regards to firing Mike Shula. So to me, for the love of God, like, stop getting so tight. I watched it today, and I even tweeted about it. I'm not going to do a film study on it. I'm not going to put it out for the masses because I don't think that's what this place is really for. I don't think this place is for let's expose football coaches. Let's get on here and just crap down the neck of people who are working really hard, doing their best type stuff. We normally like to show all the good stuff around here and what people are doing really well. So we're saving that. But that being said, I don't understand this method of like, hey, our 5 offensive linemen are really, really bad. We can't block 5 on 5. So, all right, let's just put 9 guys in the box, and now let's try to block 9 on 9. I just think we're increasing our probabilities that we get beat across the 9 guys that we just added to the box. For the love of God, will y'all spread out some and actually, allow for some freedom of movement within this offense? That's first and foremost for me. For Alabama, I think this is a important football game for them to handle early and get guys like Jan Miller back to healthy. I'm not saying use this as a bye week. I'm just saying y'all went through a gauntlet for the last month. This could be a good opportunity to lick some wounds on what I would assume is a pretty banged-up roster.
For sure. Alabama?
Yeah.
I was actually just checking out the injury report.
Did that just come out?
Yeah. They have 4 players listed as out: Quay Rousseau, Marion Latham, Caden Jones, and Jeremiah Beeman.
So Rousseau's been out. The Latham kid's the guy with the neck injury, young man with the neck injury, T's and P's there. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know the other 2 names. So anybody questionable?
No, it's just those 4 guys.
All right, so they might have. How you talking about strength and conditioning staff that I crapped on for their offseason workload? Like some of their guys looking, a little bit overweight. How have they gotten to this point through that 4-game stretch without major injury? What in the world?
I mean, Missouri only has 2 guys on the injury report, and it's a kicker and Sam Horn.
Ooh, Sam Horn been hurt since game 1.
Yeah,
luck sometimes, man.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you got to credit more than luck sometimes when it's
no,
like
for sure.
That. I mean, my God, they went through a gauntlet. So, yeah, there's that. X factor in this football game is simple. Can Sellers be a superhero? And can South Carolina get him in situations where you can actually capitalize on superheroisms? The problem for me watching them is that they have become so reliant on him doing things outside of framework of offense that even when he is, like, afforded to play with, within the system, whatever that is, he's not doing so because he's ready to make a play again because he's had to make a play 90% of snaps. So it's really stunted his growth, man. It's tough to watch.
And
it's a guy that I still really, really bullish on. The kid's great.
I agree that, obviously this is going to be a catalyst as to what Lenore Sellers can do for this game. I think Rasul Faison is the X factor here because Alabama's run defense hasn't been that great. And they've tightened it up as of late. But if he can get in some gashing run abilities, you get freed up Lenore Sellers a lot more instead of just teeing off on him in the backfield. We saw last week against what they did where he was essentially just running around against Oklahoma, didn't have much opportunity. I think that if Rasul Faison can get going here in the game a little bit, which Alabama has allowed some running backs to do, they're going to be in a much better shape.
Look, I'm not saying Kane Womack listens to the show, but I was harping for years about getting the hell up out of man coverage and playing some zone and just keeping everything in front. That's what they do now. All right, new harp, new complaint. Last infinity stone defensively for y'all. Stop with the run stunts. You and Bama, or you and Ole Miss both. You and Pete Golden both. Y'all stop it. It's insane. Pete Golden's the worst about it. I mean, good Lord. But Bama, I know y'all are playing aggressive style or defense because you got a well-balanced offense that holds the football and you're trying to create negatives and all that good stuff. But, dude, just line up and play ball. You got great defensive linemen. Just line up and play ball.
For my X factor, I just put it plain and simple. I just put it as Jam Miller, and I say that because if it is going to be just kind of a walk in the park for Alabama, I think this could be a game for you where you just kind of rely on your run game to close it out in the second half. South Carolina hasn't been great against the run, but I don't think it's because they're necessarily horrible defensively. I think it's just because they're on the field too much. And so then when you get and then when you get into the second half and they've already played 50 snaps up to this point, you can just kind of run it down their throat. So I think that Jam Miller could just be relied on pretty heavily in the second half if you get out of there clean.
Well, unless it doesn't happen, I'm ready.
Let's hear it.
You heard it here first. I think it's a beatdown. Bama pulls the starters in the fourth quarter.
That is the kind of indication that everyone kind of thinks too. I'm going to go the adverse of that. Unless it doesn't happen, I think South Carolina gives this team everything they want to handle. I think this is a classic Shane Beamer. Oh, they do have life-type performance. I don't have South Carolina winning, but I do think this is a four-quarter football game.
You heard
Dollar
it.
bill.
You heard it here first. South Carolina crosses the 50-yard line through their offense just twice in all four quarters. You heard it here first unless it doesn't
happen.
happen.
That would imply a Bama beatdown.
Yeah.
How early is Shane Beamer calling a fake punt?
I don't know if he's calling him anymore after what he did against Oklahoma. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Called a fake punt and dude threw it right to the linebacker dropping.
Yeah.
Could not be.
I know he got hosed on one by a referee earlier.
I mean, this is the game, though, where if Shane Beamer, anything that Mike Shula has in the bag or anything that Shane Beamer has in the bag.
Dump the clip.
Oh, they're dumping the clip completely.
I don't know. I'd dump it for a winnable one.
But this is one
if it
you
becomes
do win.
winnable.
Yeah.
All right,
that's
don't
key.
be dumping clips second quarter now.
Yeah, it's not, we're down 14-0 in the first.
Third quarter, 3 minutes left. We got the Rock down 4. Dump the clip.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a chance there. Is any chance Dylan Stewart gets involved here?
I don't know. I mean, Ty Simpson's been getting rid of the ball quick enough for the edge defenders to not really have an effect on this game.
I got final score, Alabama 38-10.
Yeah.
I have it somewhere in that range, but I got an Alabama 30, South Carolina 10.
I'm going to go 31-27 Alabama. I know that's a lot of points for South Carolina, but I think that there's an avenue for it. So
I like it. Boys, College Game Day's headed to Nashville, Tennessee. To head on down to watch them Commodores. The Missouri Tigers head to Nashville to take on the Vanderbilt Commodores at 3:30 Eastern on ESPN. Boys, the key to the matchup for me, for Missouri, hey, keep hammering that underdog card. I mean, how many times in your life, Eli Drinkowitz, are you going to be able to play the world doesn't believe in us against Vanderbilt? Have y'all seen this from Eli?
Mm-hmm.
Eli has been hammering it home. Nobody believes in us. Nobody cares about us. Nobody's talking about us. We're going to go out here and dominate. I guarantee you that's his whole entire message for this football team. But in all honesty, the game will be won on Tuesdays in practice for preparation defensively and on the criticals versus Vanderbilt. If you've watched Vanderbilt football closely in these types of ranked matchups over the last couple of years, they win on 3rd and short. They win on 4th and 1. They win in the red zone. They win making more plays in critical situations than you do. That will be the ultimate key to this matchup for both football teams.
I have it as still Bo Pribula has to get settled in for this team. 2 interceptions last week and just completed barely over 50% of his passes. Now, I think he chucked it like 41 or 42 times, so they're letting it rip, but has to get him comfortable on the road in this matchup. Then for Vanderbilt, O-line has to hold up, and then on top of that, Pavia has to know where his escape plan is at all times because the 2 edge rushers in Zion Young and Damon Wilson.
You think that guy's got a plan?
Well,
You think he plays football with a
I know
plan?
the offense has some type of escape plan for him, and he needs to be okay and comfortable with taking that at times.
Your facts.
Because as great as Diego Pavia is off script, going too far off script against these 2 guys might get you into some trouble.
They got great closing speed for such large human beings as
Absolutely.
well. What do you got for me, Curb?
How quickly does Vanderbilt put this game in Bo Pribula's hands? There's no secret that Missouri is kind of hinged on being able to run the football behind Ahmad Hardy. Vanderbilt has the 12th best rushing defense in the country so far. So if you can stifle that early and say, hey, Bo Pribula, we need you to go out here and win us the next 30 minutes of football, they might be in trouble. But if it's, hey, we need you to give us 1 drive or we don't even need you at all, Missouri might be in good shape here.
I'm trying to think of Vandy's defense or offenses they play. LSU's abhorrent in the run game. Bama's up and down. They ran the football well against Vandy, actually, surprisingly enough. And South Carolina was terrible without Sellers for 3 quarters. So I don't know how well those statistics could be outliers, just mentally going through it.
Yeah, I mean,
But looking at it on tape, they don't misfit things. They're well coached, the guys. They're well-rounded in terms of they're a good football team. Unless it doesn't happen. I got Diego Pavia going nuclear for what nuclear is for Pavia. And nuclear for Pavia is 250 yards passing and 100 yards rushing. You heard it here first. Diego Pavia goes nuclear.
I like it.
You heard
Got
it.
a lot of gifted memberships going on. You'll love to see it. Shout out to the chat. Sorry.
You heard it here first. Ahmad Hardy gets fewer than 15 touches in this game and disappears in the second half.
No!
Not because Vanderbilt is dominating in the run game defensively, but because time of possession has flipped and you don't have the option to just keep running the ball in the second half if you're Missouri.
That's kind of what Bama did to him as well.
Yeah. Whoa. Hey,
What?
sleepy?
Were you a little bored by that take?
No, my brain was too hot.
That's a good one. Out on your feet there. Fresh off a yawn. It's impressive.
If I was tired, I would have been able to do
That's
that.
what I'm saying. Fresh off a yawn, that was your brain being hot. I've never heard of that. I thought it was just because you're growing. So my grandmother always told me.
I think
Is that hiccups?
I think that's hiccups.
Huh.
I haven't been growing for a while. I think I've stopped.
Hmm.
But mine, unless it doesn't happen, is I think there's an opportunity for both teams to force turnovers here. We've got Bo Pribula, a guy that we've seen doesn't make the best decisions with the football. A guy with Diego Pavia who I don't want to say plays with reckless abandonment because for the most part it's gone well. But we have seen instances where it's like, whoa, you took a risk there. I think both teams in this game score a non-offensive touchdown. You heard it here first unless it doesn't happen.
Ooh. Are we putting ourselves in trouble for not trusting Pribs? Or is there, for me, when I watch him on tape, I don't see anything that shows me there's going to be like rapid signs of growth anytime soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with other young quarterbacks, I have seen limitations in game 2 that by game 3 they're at least attempting to solve.
Yeah.
I don't think we can get to a second or third read right now.
Yeah, I think that we've just maybe discovered his ceiling, and I think that's okay. Like again, if your stat line for Missouri ends with Bo Pribula threw it 42 times on Saturday, that's not the recipe that you want offensively. That's not who you want Bo Pribula to be. You want him to be more so in that 28, 27 range, capping out around like 33. So I think you've just kind of found his ceiling. If you give him too many attempts, it's not that he's bad. I think that you're just asking him to do a little bit too much for this offense.
I've got Vandy. I've got Vandy winning this football game 24-20.
I like that one.
I have Vanderbilt winning 30-28.
Ooh, a lot more points.
Give me Vandy 30-23.
Huh. By the way, I think they would have scored 38 last week on LSU if they didn't feel bad for Brian Kelly.
Yeah, they would have.
Because they were running it up on Virginia Tech. They didn't run it up on LSU.
They didn't know.
I mean, they had the ball at the 2.
That's because
Taking
Clark
the
Lee.
knees.
That's because Clark Lee knows he's about to take that LSU job.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Ooh. I think these guys should stay where they're at and take massive extensions.
No, I agree.
I think Brent Key should stay at his alma mater. I think Clark Lee should stay at his alma mater. I think my man out there at Arizona State, Kenny Dillingham, should stay at his alma mater. Like I think you should get your $100 million from those places and never leave.
Yeah, I mean,
Because look how rapidly you can get fired.
mm-hmm.
And then you're starting over, you know?
And
with
again,
with $100 million, but
Clark Lee
I
can
mean, the
go.
buyouts are like $56 million.
Clark Lee can go to the college football playoff this year, and I don't think Vandy fans would ask him to do it again until like for the next 5 years. Like as you were talking about yesterday, like he could go to the playoff this year as 10-2, and then just go 8-4 for the next 4 seasons, and Vandy fans would be like, yes.
8-4, 7-5.
Buddy, if he makes a playoff at Vandy, the fact that he doesn't leave that place means he never gets fired.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was flabbergasted they fired Derek Mason because that dude could summon 5 and 7.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? 5 and 7 at Vandy ain't bad. That's what I used to think of this football program. And now you're sitting here saying they're going to be happy at 8-4. They're going to be ecstatic at 8-4. Ecstatic. So there is that. Let's move on. Guys, the only ranked matchup, or I guess ranked matchup, the only ranked matchup within a touchdown spread in the Big Ten this weekend. Illinois heads out to Seattle to take on the Washington Huskies. All right. Washington, the unranked home favorite here. I think the line's moved up to -4.5 in favor of the Washington Huskies. For me, man, it's finding a way for Illinois. The key to the matchup is finding a way to get Hank Beatty the ball. I looked at it today. In their 2 losses, I think he's had career or season lows in both touches and yardage, and they took L's. There's no secrets there. When he is loose, their offense is explosive. Hank Beatty and getting him touches, whether it be through the running game, somehow jets, maybe even getting him a shovel pass some way, somehow, get Hank Beatty the football and get him loose. For Washington, man, it's finding that happy medium between we can't move the ball successfully because we don't have enough talent against blue chip rosters like Ohio State and Michigan. If you look at their game logs, there are 2 sore thumbs. It's when they play really, really good defenses. I think Illinois is in the middle of that ground in the Big Ten between they've got a few good defensive players, but they're not a blue chip filled roster. Find that happy medium yardage wise. They're like 500 yards of total offense against the rest of the Big Ten, and against the top of the Big Ten, they're like sub 350. Find that medium ground there.
We have the same note on the Hank Beatty thing. I have him as my X factor. My key to this matchup for Illinois is how much can Luke Altmaier make this offense move? Because I don't think they're going to be able to run the football. They've got the 111th ranked offense in the country. Washington has a top 20 rushing defense. So this game is going to be hinging on what can Luke Altmaier do to get Hank Beatty the ball.
See, for me, for Washington, I think what it boils down to is you got to avoid the second half collapse. That's what's happened in both of their losses so far this season to Michigan and Ohio State. They were within a 1-score game, or they were tied going into halftime in both of those games, and then they got massively outscored in the second half. So that's what you have to avoid in this one. It's great that you can keep it close in the first half, but we got to finish these games in the important ones against good teams. That's how we have to win this game, is you got to finish strong in the second half.
Anything this season more surprising to you than the fact that Brett Bielema out-explosive Lincoln Riley?
That's pretty surprising.
Indiana beating Oregon?
I mean, those are 2 top 5 teams. The idea that the Brett Bielema I knew, the Brett Bielema that the SEC homer, the hack, this guy, knew, the idea that he is going to out-explosive Lincoln Riley in a home game and beat him and score damn near 40, that was crazy to me.
It was a wild day, honestly.
So, would have scored 40 had it not been for a peanut punch at the goal line.
Mm-hmm.
Going to score 40. So, there's that. X factor in this one for me, guys, is Demond Williams. Does he have a chance to take over the game? I think he does. In every single matchup he's got a chance to be the best player on the field, and the reason that his football team won. Can he find a way to do that this weekend? That's the key X factor for me.
X factor for me, I know that you guys like the Beatty kid. I like Denzel Boston. He's been one of the more explosive wide receivers for Washington. So even if Beatty isn't involved in this one as much, I think Denzel Boston is a great second option in this offense, and he's been great for them. So I would say that's the one I'm paying attention to. If you can really get him a couple of big touches in this one, that offense might start rolling a little bit.
Like I said, Hank Beatty, I think that he will be the important factor for Illinois in this game.
Demond Williams goes for 350 in the air, 150 on the ground, 500 total yards of offense from Demond Williams. You heard it here first.
Lord.
Unless it doesn't happen. Might as well shoot high.
Hey, I like it.
Might as well shoot high.
I'm a Demond Williams fan.
I can't wait to watch those highlights.
You talking about Illinois being an explosive offense piqued my interest a little bit. got me a little excited about this one. So how about we just get it from both sides? How about both quarterbacks? How about both quarterbacks just have a massive day in this one? You heard it here first. Damon Williams and Luke Altmaier combined for 7 total touchdowns. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Hype it up, Jay Will. Big 10 points brigade out there.
Mine, unless it doesn't happen, is not as high, but I think this is a game Washington controls. You heard it here first. They're never going to trail in this game. Washington wins. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
I like it better. Never going to troll.
Now they'll never troll and never troll.
Not in our chat. Never going to troll.
We have trolls all the time.
Oh, I know. Twas a joke. I was trolling you about never going to troll.
You got
How about
me.
that?
You got me.
Would you say there are 6 or maybe 7 trolls in the chat, Jonathan?
Now you're trolling.
Hey, Ole Miss Rebels.
We didn't even give the predictions.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. I was too busy trolling. Final score, Washington, the Huskies, 34-27.
I got a little wider of a margin. I got Washington 34, Illinois 24.
Washington 31, Illinois 20.
Boys, them Ole Miss Rebels for the second straight week are going on the road to play a top 10 football team in college football. The Oklahoma Sooners at noon on ABC. Key to the matchup for me for Ole Miss, it's simple. Can you continue to have this offense travel and show up for you guys? And defensively, I talked about it a little bit earlier, for the love of my football sanity, will y'all simplify that run defense out there, Ole Miss, especially in this matchup? I think Zakiya Harris, and forgive me, number 52, I'm forgetting your name, 51 and 52 are good enough, Coach. They're good enough, especially against this Oklahoma interior offensive line. They're good enough to manage to keep that run game from Oklahoma relatively, at bay. And here's the deal. I think for Oklahoma, and I'll go ahead and not bury the lead, I watched it today. I do not think John Mateer is anything close to himself. We have so many arm side misses. We have so much lack of ability to consistently put the football where we want to right now. And I think they know it, and it's a good thing that they know it. They're calling plays like they know it, and here's how. And I've already done this take multiple times today, so hopefully I got it right. There is a situation in that football game where the ball's at midfield. You guys have watched me study Ben Arbuckle on this network for what, a year now since Mateer transferred there. This guy hunts. This guy hunts explosives constantly. That's what he does, and he doesn't do it through the ground. He's doing it through the air with chunks. And I watched this guy on first down run for 5 yards, 5.5. It's a short 2nd and 5. All right. Every single time I've ever studied Ben Arbuckle and John Mateer, they are hunting on 2nd and 5 and plus territory. They run the football again and get it into 3rd and 2, and now we're quarterback running it, try to pick up first downs. They're not a move the chains offense. They're a get chunks offense when they're healthy. They are not what they're supposed to be right now, because I don't think he's 100% healthy. And if and when he is, they will be a much, much tougher football team to play. But it worries me about this matchup, because I think I know what Ole Miss is. I think Ole Miss is a rolling 30 burger offensively.
Yeah, I think for me it's like, which of these quarterbacks has the biggest day on the ground? I think because, Ole Miss has been good running the ball with Lacey. He's been a great running back for them. Oklahoma, we know the deal there. But considering, John Mateer being banged up, and that's kind of limiting the passing offense, how big of a day can he have? And then also Trinidad Chambliss, with how often Oklahoma's defensive line is able to create some havoc, how great are his legs going to be in this one? Because he's going to have to extend plays. He's going to have to escape out of the pocket a few times, I think. So how much of a difference is that? And whichever quarterback has the bigger difference there, I think that might be the quarterback who wins this one. And then also, is Ole Miss's defense bad enough for an 80% John Mateer to be okay? Is it bad enough for it to just be yeah, that can still win you a game, even if he isn't healthy? It doesn't matter, because they're still just giving up explosive plays and they're not able to get off the field. But on top of that, is Ole Miss's offense able to replicate the type of production that they did last weekend on the road at Georgia in this one? Oklahoma has the better and more consistent defense, so maybe not scoring 5 touchdowns in a row replicate, but just the consistency, protecting the football, all that good stuff. Which one of those is going to be a difference here?
Yeah, I think we've kind of all hit the nail on the head with it. It's going to boil down to which of these quarterbacks is the better gamer. And the example I go to is perfect last week with Gunnar Stockton and Trinidad Chambliss. Those two guys were balling through 3.5 quarters, but when you need to make plays, Gunnar Stockton ended up making them. Trinidad Chambliss didn't necessarily deliver. you saw Georgia win. I think that you're going to see something similar here where you have two quarterbacks that have to make big plays in those key moments. I think that with the injuries and everything that we've seen with John Mateer, that advantage plays into Ole Miss right now, especially after what Trinidad Chambliss did last week in Athens. But it's going to be important for both of these guys to make the plays when you need them.
I know we have other categories to hit on this football game, but I think we would be remiss, if, especially on this channel, if we didn't take a quick second to just talk about the chess match that's going to happen when Ole Miss is on the field offensively and Brent Venables is on the field defensively on the headset. That matchup between Lane Kiffin calling plays on what he is seeing and Brent Venables lying to Lane Kiffin on what he is trying to show. And how do you do that with a team that plays with a lot of pace like Ole Miss does? Very, very curious to see how that's going on. I also, not to like say I want to like build relationships with Connor Stallions, but there's this like newfound theory from him apparently I saw on social media that sign stealing is more prevalent now than ever now that there's helmet comms, and I don't know how that's possible. So I'd like to know that because the coach made a comment about it this week. That's the only reason I bring it up. Lane brought up the fact that he feels like his signs get stolen or that this guy still steals signs. So I'd like to know how that's happening. But really curious to see this chess match between these two football coaches. Who do you favor?
That's a great question.
Here's why I favor Lane. Everybody that beats him boils down to beating him with man-to-man coverage, and I don't know how much of that Venables does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've studied Oklahoma as much defensively as anybody else, like any other team defensively other than Georgia. They don't play a lot of man-to-man coverage.
Mm-hmm.
No.
The only time I remember them doing so a lot was against Tennessee last year, and you have to. It's wide choice.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting. I mean, I don't know if that's what they normally do. Normally they're like a zone match football team that creates a lot of havoc with zone pressures, and you think we're playing this, we're actually playing that. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out this weekend.
History tells me, and I know that last week is certainly an exception to this, these Lane Kiffin offenses still have struggles on the road. Now, again, like we said, they just had an almost flawless execution at Georgia, but being in a situation where you've got a defensive coordinator who will flat out lie to you about certain things and you're on the road, I'm going to say that advantage plays a little bit more into Brett, but I don't necessarily know how much.
We got to stop doing that. You know why? Because I'm like, we get calls now. I go on like other radio shows. I'm on Oklahoma radio, not just Oklahoma radio. I'm on Oklahoma radio with Dari Noka, an Oklahoma grad. And he's talking to me about Oklahoma football. And I, for the life of me, football brain, can't remember whether or not it is legitimately Brent or Brett.
You just got to go Coach Venables.
I did. I resulted to Coach Venables.
That's all right.
Because I wanted to say Brent because my brain just wanted to go Brent.
That's all right.
Is his name Brent or is his name Brett?
Pretty sure it's Brent.
He's got to look it up.
Is it Brett?
It is Brent.
It's Brent.
With an N.
Yes.
Okay.
Brent Venables.
Brent Venables.
All
I think Brent Venables has the advantage right now.
I'm going to lean probably offensively. I think I'll lean Lane in this one. But that said, I don't know.
It's not a big advantage.
It almost is a
either
push
way.
for me, to be honest.
Yeah. X factor for me in this football game is John Mateer's thumb.
Yeah, I said the matchup between Brett Venables and Lane Kiffin.
And I don't want to look. I'm not an excuse maker. I never really do, but I really do want to. This isn't your common. Oh, the quarterback's got a thumb injury. This ain't even like the thumb injury when Jared Goff had it, because Jared Goff's an over-the-top thrower. The pressure in that hand is far more spread out over his other four fingers. This guy is from the ear Mateer, always has been, okay? And when we're out here, we got to have much more grip strength than when we're up here. You can literally see that right now on video, all right? When we throw out here, we have to have a lot more grip strength on our thumb. This guy's spraying it all over the place right now, far more than he ever was. And we pointed it out. Like, I think we got hatred from Oklahoma fans about it, even when he was healthy, and now considerably worse.
My X factor is Kejuan Lacey. I think if Ole Miss is able to keep their run game going against this defense, then it's just going to continue to open everything else up for the offense. So he's a big contributor here offensively. If the run game isn't able to get going, and we're really having to rely on Trinidad to get the insert into the run game to help keep balance on the offense, might get into some trouble there. But if Kejuan Lacey continues to be really good for them, making guys miss, just picking up consistent yards, I like their chances.
Speaking of thumbs, make sure it's up.
Yeah, like I said, this matchup between the OC and DC, or excuse me, head coaches that are calling their respective position groups. That's my X factor. Who takes the advantage in that?
Hey, JIC nationally, don't think we're going to need it. The folks at the next round did a bunch of research on coaches who have called plays and won titles. I think there's been three of them in the last, 70 years of college football?
Oh, in the last 7?
No, dude.
It goes back to like
that
70.
goes back to like 1940.
Well, you said 7.
7 what?
You said in the last 7 years.
No, I said last 70.
He did say 70.
Oh, I didn't
Either
hear
way,
70.
That graphic's really well done. I know I'm not doing that digging research. Hey, they've never done it, boys. They haven't done it since 1994. They've never done it as an SEC member. The Texas A&M Fighting Ags headed out to Death Valley to take on the LSU Tigers. Guess what, boys? The LSU what?
We just skipped unless it doesn't happen and
scores.
predictions.
Dude, I'm just too excited. I'm just too excited to clip farm. It's not working out either, by the way. None of these social media teams are clipping us, boys.
Yeah.
We got a couple of the the Alabama Instagram pages, hype videos clipping us.
Yeah.
So I'm rushing to do that, and I'm not doing my show. Unless it doesn't happen. This game randomly turns into a defensive battle.
Ooh.
Just kidding. I don't think
if it does, in Oklahoma all day.
Yeah.
That's what it boils
Favor
down
Sooners
to.
there.
Yeah.
I got both quarterbacks combined for 4 turnovers in this one. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Maybe it does turn into
I think that John
battle.
Mateer, he's obviously shown a propensity to turn the ball over, and then obviously Brent Venables and that defense have shown the ability to turn the quarterback over as well consistently in this conference. So I think you got a potential for these guys to be turning the ball over.
I think we get another back-and-forth classic with multiple lead changes here, and I think the end result is a 1-point game. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Final score, Ole Miss wins it. Fins up, Sharks down, 24-21.
I've gone back and forth with this one a lot, but ultimately I resided with Ole Miss winning this one 27-24.
Give me Ole Miss 31, Oklahoma 30.
We're on one side in a lot of these.
We're
Just
probably
wanna
going to be
point that
wrong
out.
then.
Boys, the fighting Texas A&M Ags head out to Death Valley to try to do something they've never done as an SEC member school, win at Death Valley over the LSU Tigers. Boys, it's an LSU Tigers home game, which means it's played at night. 7:30 kickoff for this one. Massive ball game. I think 3 versus 20. LSU, a slight home dog here. What's the key to the matchup for you, Jay Will?
A&M has to break a trend in this matchup. The home team has won 8 of the last matchups between these two teams. They are the away team. So key to the matchup is you got to break that trend. LSU has to be comfortable, though, defensing their way to a win. Like, that's just reality now. No longer going to be talking about a run game. No longer going to be talking about Garrett Nussmeier or any of that stuff for LSU. It's the fact that you have a good defense. You have one of the better ones in the conference right now. You got to defense your way to wins. If that's what, if you're going to be a playoff team at the end of the year, if you're going to stay on the path that you set yourself on in Week 1 against Clemson, you got to defense your way to wins. That's the bottom line.
I'm not writing off the offense just yet, but this has to be the game you put something together. And by something together, I mean protect Garrett Nussmeier. I think we can all agree the running game is out the window this season. If you win games because of your offense, it's going to be because Garrett Nussmeier had time to throw, found the right decisions, and made the right decisions. That's got to be the key to the matchup here.
Was you got a Vandy fan in the chat?
He's been around. Carlos been around.
Door down. Key to the matchup for me, for A&M specifically, is to continue to play complementary football. They've done such a great job over the last several weeks of realizing when the defense needs a breather, so they go walk it. Or what's up?
No, sorry. I should have let you finish your point. I did want to point out that Weeks is doubtful.
Okay. No, it's a good point to know. No, but what I was saying is, like, in this football game specifically, LSU has had time of possession tilt on them drastically in their SEC matchups. I think they're holding the football for like 27 minutes or something like that. That doesn't sound too drastic until you watch the play drives, where in moments of critical points in that football game, the defense has been left on the field way too long. It happened against Vandy. It happened against Ole Miss. There's a potential for it to happen again this weekend. And specifically, I see it happening, and I've watched this with good run offenses for so many years in this league, where they pair up 2 back-to-back death marches in the midst of a 3-and-out spit from the opposing offense. And then it's just roll the rest of the football game. I worry about that in this matchup for LSU, even though it is at home. Which, by the way, I still can't get that picture out of my head of Chris Marler in the third, like middle of the second quarter, South Carolina game at LSU, like 70% filled. I can't get it out of my head.
It was fourth quarter, 1-score game.
Cannot get it out of my head.
Yeah, I can't either.
I can't understand it.
It made me lose some respect for that place. I'm not gonna lie.
I hope they sell that thing out and pack that thing out, and I hope it's what it's supposed to be. That was so weird to me. Maybe it rained that day. I can't. I want an LSU fan to explain
that was
one to
also. I'm not excusing it, but that was a putrid game.
me. Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Okay.
I stay for the entire game.
I want an LSU fan to aggressively correct me on that one, or else I'm gonna have to keep talking about it and keep having it in my mind. I want a reason as to why. Was Mike the Tiger sick? Was there a protest? Was something going on? It was weird. For LSU, it is what it is. Hey, you got to protect that defense however you can. I would like this offensive staff to understand what we know now is that, you don't have a run game, so let's create run game with the pass. Let's spam Y stick all Saturday. Let's just do it. Just spam Y stick. Hey, let's have an average yards per completion of 5 yards per game because we ain't got no run game, so let's just manufacture one. Let's manufacture one with the extension of the run game. They have such great yards after the catch weapons that they're bound to break and spit one for a 70-yard explosive. They did this to A&M last year. Caught a slant, took a 75. They can do stuff like this to open up the game, particularly. Get them to walk up on you because they're not going to walk up on you because of a fear for your run game. Mm-hmm. So make them do that with the underneath passing game.
No doubt. What you got for an X factor?
For me, it's yards after the catch, like I just mentioned. Right? That's the game plan I would go and attack if I were Joe Sloan and this offensive staff. You can't pass protect. You can't run the football. We need to be Charlie check down to open this defense up. So let's do yards after the catch method with all of our weapons. And you know the deal with A&M. The A&M right now is the football team I think of most when I say, hey, Brooks, I have to throw a ball within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage and the play has to score. What offense are you taking? Give me Mario Craver, Casey Concepcion, and this A&M offense. Mm-hmm. Their ability to explosively murder you with a ball thrown within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, elite. So, give me that. Yards after contact, yards after catch, all that good stuff.
I'm hopping on the hype train with you. I went as Torian York as the X factor in this one. I just think that
Pop the York.
And you want to talk about not being able to get things out of your head. I mean, I can't remember which game it was, but it's clear to me that guy knows way more things about the opposing team's offense than almost anybody in the conference right now. So I can expect him to get after the quarterback a couple of times and just be everywhere all over the football field. And for LSU offense that has continued to struggle, going up against a guy like that who plays linebacker and is always prepared, that would fear me.
Give me Blake Baker as the X factor for this game. Fun fact, Texas A&M will be facing the highest-ranked defense they've faced all season against LSU. The next highest defense, would you like to guess?
Notre Dame?
The Auburn Tigers.
Oh, should have known.
They scored 16 points in that game. So there is an avenue here where you just defensive grind it out. And I think that's got to be your avenue to win because none of us trust this offense.
No, we said it Monday or Tuesday when we did predictions or previews, and we're doing predictions now. When we did previews, is that the recipe for LSU to win this football game is to find a way to score 24 points and keep them underneath 24.
Yep.
And because it's definitely not to win a shootout. We don't think you can offensively do that. Unless it doesn't happen. Hey, boys, Mario Craver. This is very specific. You ready? Mario Craver, 2 explosives on slot fades.
I like it.
Here's the deal. Vandy hunted those safeties and those nickels for 4 quarters through the pass. Obviously, they ran the football well, but when they tried to get chunks, it was on 13, it was on 10, it was on the nickel. And if Vandy slot receivers can run by you, you in for a long day with Casey Concepcion and Mario Craver. I think they both get loose in the slot this week.
Heard it here first.
The corners are great out there, by the way. Sorry. I don't mean to make this about LSU can't cover. No, they're strippity straps outside at corner. That's why you have to attack the nickel.
You heard it here first. Marcel Reed finishes with more yards of total offense than LSU's team as a whole on Saturday. You heard it here first unless it doesn't happen.
Once again, I think that this is the avenue for a defensive battle. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen. I've got the LSU Tigers holding them to less than 25 points. That's not me saying they're going to win the game, but I don't think Texas A&M crosses 25 points in this game. LSU hasn't been able to do it all season. The roles get reversed here. The Aggies under 25 points in Death Valley. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Christian, you don't worry about that defense getting left on the field.
I do.
Yeah.
But there is an avenue, I think, and we've seen it, and Auburn was kind of the baseline for this of you can explode a lot on us, but we're going to keep you out of the end zone.
They can what?
You can what now?
Yeah, my bad,
What,
guys.
what was that?
That was a ditty. That was definitely a ditty. I'm sorry about that. But honestly, though, as much as we've thought that we're kind of worried about Death Valley here, I would like to go to a game like this and see the environment.
Oh, man. Boys. I'm looking at it right now, courtesy of our friends over at SeatGeek. We're worried about this LSU home field environment. We just talked about it with South Carolina. And I'm not saying this is direct indication, but it kind of is. Boys, you can sit in the lower bowl for $100 right now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
For a game that has your season on the line?
Yeah, you can sit section 240 for $117 corner end zone. I mean, you can see it right now on SeatGeek. Look at that. Look at those level seats you can get right now at Death Valley for a top 10 team coming to town for $117. And guess what? It wouldn't even be that. You get a discount code, promo code FilmGot10 with our friends over there at SeatGeek. This is I'm not saying it's a verbatim tool to use, but when you were worried about whether or not you're going to pack it out, that would be a direct indication for me. I mean, we looked at this last night for the Georgia-Texas game, and we're talking about $1,000 tickets for what is an equivalent seat right here. It's very, very interesting. Thoughts? Thank you to our friends over at SeatGeek. Again, promo code FilmGot10.
Thank you very much, SeatGeek. And that's kind of why I've had this prediction of I do think that LSU has defensive success here, but I still think Texas A&M wins this game. Give me the Aggies 23-17. 17. Ran out of steam there.
I got Texas A&M 28, LSU 17.
I got A&M pulling it off late, 31-27. Garbage score from LSU. It's Wednesday, boys.
It is Wednesday.
Let's get it.
Oh, we love Wednesdays around here.
Did we call Wednesday hump day here? Because it's technically we're past half of the week.
I don't really think about it that way. Every day is a day for me. Is just wake up and get it done.
Every day is hump day.
Every day ends in a why I'm grinding, you know?
Every day is hump day and you grind.
You know, I think that's why I'm so bad at doing things like I had 2 books sitting here in the office waiting to send off to a listener for like a month and a half now. And I feel bad for the guy, and I'm bad at things like that. But I think that's why. Because I just wake up and I'm like, hey, Jonathan, what do I got going on today? And Jonathan tells me, and then I knock it the hell out. Like I didn't realize until doing show notes today that I'd been on air for 3 hours today already. Huh? And then you got to go do 2 more, you know, that kind of thing. I'm not complaining. It's a tremendous job that we have, but it does make me scatterbrained by Wednesday. Where are we at?
We're going into What If Wednesday.
What If Wednesday? What do you got for me, Jay Will?
What if Kentucky nabs Tennessee this weekend?
Ooh.
And I ask this for this reason.
Ooh.
You know, at the beginning of the season, before the season had even started, I think that Tennessee fans, they kind of tempered their expectations for this year, and they were okay with it because of everything that happened at the quarterback position with Nico leaving and all that good stuff. They were fine with, you know what, if we go 8-4 this year or we go 9-3 and miss the playoffs this year, I'm not going to be too mad because I feel like our head coach did the right thing. I think that we did the best thing for our program. But then you had a close game against Georgia, and it's like, oh, we're in a great spot right now. Joey Aguilar's playing great football. We are a playoff team. Like, what if it happens this weekend where you go into Lexington, you get a sleeper of a game, the Wildcats pull off the upset, now you're sitting there with 3 losses, your season is over in regards to a playoff. What's the reaction from that fan base like?
No bueno.
Yeah. I think that you got your hopes up a lot when you saw what Joey Aguilar did against Georgia and the ensuing weeks where he looks incredible. I mean, he was a Heisman frontrunner, at least in the conversation for a while. I think if you drop this game, there's going to be a lot of disappointed fans.
No way, Vols on top. Hey, what if Texas loses to Mississippi State? 6.5-point favorite on the road. And it's not just this week that I'm asking this about. if they're not good enough to go beat Mississippi State on the road, how many more impending losses do they ultimately have on their schedule?
I told you that the closing schedule got hard.
Vandy at UGA, Arkansas, A&M. Like, if they can't beat Mississippi State, they might lose out.
Ooh, that's a scary thought.
And I'm just saying, like, what? That's the real what if. And I'm saying we're doing this in August or October. They already have 3 losses.
They have 2 losses.
2 losses. If they lose out and finish the season 6-6 in the regular season,
Oof. If you go 6-6, Steve Sarkisian might be on the serious hot seat question.
Whoa.
You definitely get another year from him.
Yeah.
Like, he's not getting fired this year, but next year it's, hey, buddy, you better deliver.
I felt like he's under a window, at least with the hype under Arch, that it was like, I mean, you kind of got to win with this guy, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like to me. It felt like to me that preseason. Why doesn't it feel like that now to me? Because he's bad? Isn't that kind of on you?
Yeah.
And everything around him right now? For me, I talked about it last night. I don't think all this is fixable. I don't think it's fixable to the point where you're definitely not winning out. I'm gonna tell you that right now. There's a couple more losses hanging out here, but there's a lot going on out there. I just wanted to what if it right there.
Hey, I got one.
Yeah.
What if UCLA is actually a good team now?
Hey, Kirk Cinetti said they're 3-0. So
yeah,
I did have it in mind of what if UCLA does it again?
Oh.
What if they go 4-0, they knock off Indiana?
I mean, Indiana's a 24.5-point favorite.
Oh yeah, I mean
Penn State was also a 24
I'm not so, dude.
favorite.
I know. I'm just saying, like, Vegas don't believe it.
That's fine. I don't believe it either.
I don't believe it
I
either,
don't
but
think
it
that
is.
Indiana's going to get upset this weekend.
I think Kurt said they've outscored opponents 58-10 in the first half of the last 3 weeks.
Wow.
I believe it.
Kirk had a great opening. You know.
Oh, are we gonna do Kurt now?
Kurt, that's what I said.
Like
Kurt had a great opening to his press conference the other day about this, just like running down how they're a totally different football team over the last 3 weeks, how you better get ready for these guys. What if Lane says no to Florida? And here's why I'm asking this. I know what they do. I'm more asking this of, like, if it is James Franklin and if it is Eli Drinkowitz, haven't you made it such a make or break hire on Lane that whoever gets hired, if it's not Lane, they're going to be a disappointment to that fan base?
Yeah.
That fan base wants Lane so bad that if it's not Lane, it better be Marcus Freeman. You know what I mean? That's what they think. And so if it ends up being Eli Drinkowitz, are they going to be okay with that?
Probably not.
And doesn't that mean he's kind of already set up for failure?
No, I think that once the dust kind of settled around it, like let's say that they do ultimately go with James Franklin, like I think once the dust settles a little bit, then you start hitting reality and it's like, okay, well this guy, he had Penn State as a ranked team consistently. We think we're a better job than Penn State. We think we're in better recruiting territory than Penn State. We think we like all those things start happening, and maybe you feel like, okay, maybe we're just the team that gets him over the hump of beating ranked teams, and he's ultimately the guy that does take us to a national title. Like maybe that happens, but they're certainly going to be disappointed. This is a guy that they've been thinking about for the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, apparently, according to was it Ryan McGee, said that there was a touchdown booster club that apparently Scott Strickland said during that hiring process of Billy that Lane was not an option at that time. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that is. You know, Lane spent some time in Boca Raton at FAU. I don't know how. I'm not very well versed in geography of Florida, but how close are those two schools? I don't know. I don't know if they're close enough for Lane to be pissing people off all the way in Gainesville from Boca Raton, but maybe they are. Here's one for you. Speaking of coaches that might be on the move, what if Matt Rule loses to Northwestern this weekend? At home, by the way.
Penn State fans probably don't want Matt Rule anymore.
That's where I'm at with this. Like, he's their coach, by the way. In my mind, Matt Rule has already taken the job at Penn State. And if he loses this weekend, if you're Matt Rule, do you go ahead and just like publicly take the job so you don't lose it?
Yeah, I mean, you'd say, hey, can I sign today?
Can I go ahead and we'll interim Dana Holgorsen? Sorry, I love Nebraska. Just take the absolute couch torching that will be your departure from Nebraska in order to save the job opportunity at your alma mater. We are at that territory is what I'm saying for Nebraska. If he finishes 7-5, you can't sell that to Penn State fans.
No, you can't.
No, you can't. I don't know if you could sell it now, honestly. Like, I know the name.
You can't even after the Northwestern loss. You can try to get away with it.
You could sell them on the fact of, hey, not only are you getting Matt Rule, you're going to get a veteran quarterback more than likely in Dylan Raiola.
Does Nebraska have a ranked win yet?
They beat Cincinnati.
Cincinnati was currently ranked. So no, they don't have a. They were ranked when we beat them. Win. They only have we've lost to ranked.
But to me,
losses.
that counts.
It's
as a ranked win.
It counts.
I'm a beat them when you play them guy.
And that's also
That's me. I think because that's the emotions of the moment. Is what it feels like then.
Well,
I don't like to go regression history of like Clemson sucks now, so that LSU win doesn't matter.
Right.
It did in the moment. Clemson thought they were a national title winning team. Caliber.
And that's kind of my worry with this whole Matt Rule thing is we just fired a guy that could never be a top 10 team, and we're going to go hire a guy that in the 3 years he's been at this program has not beaten a ranked team.
Yeah.
But he went to Penn State and he rebuilt Baylor and Temple a long time ago, so we love him. Like that, I don't see how Matt Rule works out at Penn State. I could be completely wrong there, but
anymore. We got to get into the.
I was going to say Super Chubs probably.
Oh, let's do Super Chubs.
Good time for that.
Let's get after this. I see some folks that this is indeed your first night here with us. Welcome in. We appreciate you for being here. We got a lot of Super Chubs tonight. Keel said, "Love the show." Buckeyes repeating. If we had the gun to the head, pick a national champion right now, I'm picking Ohio State.
Probably Ohio State.
Ohio State thus far.
Good on Keel. William Gray says, if Ty goes, he might end up on the Jets or Raiders. This is a rough place to start. I'd take another year and take the experience.
Yeah, Raiders. Right,
rough,
Kirby?
It's a rough existence. I assure you, you do not want to go there, Tyson.
DJ says, love what y'all do and how you do it, but I'd sworn off phone time. You're making my time on phone stats look really, really bad. Buddy, you want me to make you feel better about that? I'll let you know one day what my screen time stats are.
Just cheat and do it on your TV.
Killtag9 says, is it Clark Lee or Tim Beck? I think it's the combination of all three, and I'm including Barton Simmons out there at Vandy. They've got great scouting and identification processes. They've got great culture, and they call great plays. All three are why they are winning at Vanderbilt right now. Jeremiah says, Mr. Austin, what shoes are you kicking tonight? I have the Jordan 1s on tonight, low top. I don't rock high top. We're a low top guy. What's AI guy got to do?
What's a guy got to do?
Oh, what's a guy got to do getting a Dante Moore film study? Loved those last year. You want to answer that question for him?
We cannot do Big Ten All-22 footage. Therefore, the entire Big Ten is wiped out for us doing film studies on them. Can't study it. Like,
Call your
literally
league office.
can't.
Call your league office.
It's not on us.
And this, by the way, I hope the SEC does not go this way. This is that right there, what we just got done talking about, in my opinion, is a byproduct of all of this, not only rev share stuff, but all this private equity money trying to get into college football. All of these conferences are now honing down. The Big Ten is at least honing down on their licensings, and they're kind of being a butt about it, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. We got a whole nother hour coming up next.
Welcome into Talk the Dog, the show where we find a bone to pick and a take to give. These are not hot takes. These is dog takes. Can I talk that dog? What's up? You like that? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape.
Let's shut up and let's grind. He gonna work his butt that way. Boom. They expand, get deep. But we got guys in our face, but we get beat clean. And these guys are getting so deep. Look how spread out we are, Jonathan. Do you see that? They finna get after your butt right here. Ooh, let's talk about being tighter off the butt, Jonathan. When I grab you, I better have you. He's spraying it a little bit. There's no doubt about it, okay? And I think we got to put that ball in his face. Boom. We got to expand to get deep.
dude.
Is that like multiple times this week we've sneaky diddied these folks?
Oh,
I think the sneaky Diddy is the
Back
best
to
way
back.
to go, honestly.
Back to back.
Back-to-back shows.
In true
Whoa.
Diddy fashion, you don't see it coming.
What do we got on the docket for tonight?
We got an absolutely loaded local hour for you guys tonight. We got keys to the bye. It's bye week time around these parts. Part 2 on bye week. You know what that really means? Just get out here on the front end of this. I get to sit on my couch and be a sicko fan this weekend. Just an absolute lunatic.
I get to go to bed early on Friday night.
That's some loser stuff right there. What you
Go to bed early.
Go to
This
bed
is
early.
go to bed later.
No, I get to Battlefield 6 my brain off until about 1 and then just hang out and then wake up
Such an
Saturday
old soul.
and just be a couch potato.
You're getting up at like 8:30 on Saturday and not being tired, going out and doing activities. That's great. You can only do that if you're going to bed at 10 p.m. on Friday.
You're a loser. We got keys to the bye. We got things we know, things we don't at this point in the season on this Georgia football team. We got new commitment tape. We teased it last night. We're going to please you tonight with it. Things you should be watching this weekend in your bye week. And we've got, of course, What If Wednesday here on the local hour. Let's get started, boys, with things we know and things we don't know. I got a top 9.
Couldn't do 10?
Nope.
Huh.
Strict top 9.
That's
no
unique.
OLI.
Usually,
I guess I could have made this a top 5 of 4 OLIs, but, you know.
that would have been a much more you thing to do.
Yeah, I figured we tight 9 it tonight. You want 1 to 9 or 9 to 1, Jonathan?
9-1.
We're giving
1
it
to 9.
We're giving it to you 1 to 9.
Let's go.
Good try on your guess on the first time. The floor dropped here in the bottom of the cellar, though. Number 1. I think it's the most important thing, and I don't know how many football teams I can say this about. I feel this way about Alabama. They're connected. I feel this way about Notre Dame because they are a connected football program. I feel this way about Ohio State, but they're really talented. But this is a team. This is a football team. These guys play together. They pick each other up. When one guy's having a bad day, the other one's having a good day to correlate with that. They are a football team, and you can see it for 4 quarters. The other thing you can see for 4 quarters, and I know this about them, number 2, this football team going to fight for 4. Now, I don't know if they're going to play great for 4, but they going to fight for 4 quarters. I never felt I haven't felt at any point in this season where they were getting out physical. They might have been getting beat, but they are not getting physically beat at any point. They might miss tackles, but they're never like really, really getting physically handled. They're going to fight for 4 quarters. Number 3, it's the other thing I know about this football team. They have yet to be able to play a full 4 quarters. Mm-hmm. They have yet to play a clean football game. It hasn't been clean for 4 quarters. Number 4, guys are making plays on offense. I think we know that about them. Mm-hmm. I think we started to know this about them at Tennessee, 4th and 6. I mean, hell, at Tennessee, first play of the game, Colby Young. 2-point conversion, Zachariah Branch, right? So many plays in that football game being made by the offensive weapons. I feel that way about this Ole Miss matchup. I felt this way about that Auburn matchup to an extent. Down the stretch, guys making plays, big-time moments. That's big to know about this football team. Number 5, and it plays in number 6. Number 5, your offensive line is deep. You got 7 or 8 guys, and it's a good thing that they have been because there's not many non-playables out there anymore. Basically, since you've come back from Tennessee, now that Ernest is back healthy, Juan's getting back healthy, Bo Hewley's fighting through whatever he needs to fight through. Like, you guys got bodies to consistently stay fresh, and now rebound from the next injury that's inevitably going to come down the path at some point, and you can balance that with plenty of depth on that offensive line. Number 6, they can run the ball. I know that about them. Even if it feels like 3 yards in a cloud of dust against Auburn, I felt like they made the runs that they needed to make to close out that football game. They can run. Number 7, they can adjust. We know that about this football team.
Yes, they can.
In moments that they need to make it happen, they can make things change and do so quickly. Number 8, they can finish. This football team can finish. I felt like they struggled to do so against Alabama, but I felt like they closed that football game. That they had to come from behind, and that takes a lot of ability to finish. And number 9, the last thing I feel as if I know, they still have room to improve. They still have room to improve.
Yeah, that was one thing I wanted to hit on about the offensive line. You mentioned the depth that they've gained, and that's been a massive piece for this. But as good as they've been, I also feel like they're just scratching their surface because They're still young. You still have Juan Gasson and Donnie Glover who are continuing to get more reps as the season progresses, and they're only going to continue to get better as they get more comfortable in their roles. And, I mean, even Drew Bobo isn't necessarily one of these veteran players been playing for the past couple seasons. He got some burn last year at center, but, I mean, this is his first year as a true full-time starter. Same thing for Micah Morris. Like, Micah Morris has spot played over the past few seasons since he got to Georgia, but this has been his first year as a full-time starter. So I think as you get further and further into the season, you're only going to see more consistency and likely better play from the entire offensive line. Then a note that I had on the defense of something I feel like I know. The defensive line is playing winning football, but it needs to be upgraded to special football. And I don't mean that like across the board, like every single person that lines up on the defensive line needs to be playing special football. And I'd also like to know that there are some singular players that are playing special football. I would say that Kristen Miller has been doing that so far this year. I would say that Quintavious Johnson has been doing that this year as well. If you get a few more names added to that, you're only going to, like, it would just upgrade this defense so much more, I feel like.
Yeah, I have them as it's a young unit. I think we've seen that. They're playing good football. They're playing winning football. I don't think they're playing a lot of mistakes and busts that we're seeing that you would expect from young players. But I also don't know if they've fully unlocked themselves that we've talked about. You know, Kirby Smart always talks about playing free. I feel like you have a lot of young players right now that are just trying to do things right, which is fine, which ends up, you know, being completely okay because you're not doing anything wrong, but you're also not doing anything elite. Like I said, there's not a lot of havoc creation on this defense, and I think that is a product of you're not trying to overextend yourself and avoid a bust.
Jonathan, where are they at in turnovers created? I'd be curious to see that. They got to be pretty far down there. The other note I just added here was that this trend that's been going on at Georgia for, it feels like, since Kirby's been here of, hey, that cornerback number one over there, their premier corner, don't go anywhere near him. Let's attack the other
96th.
guy. 96th. Yeah, it just hasn't been enough playmaking. Got to make more of them. More punch outs, more interceptions, more plays being made, more strip sack fumbles. They don't have a strip sack fumble this year, do they?
No, they do not.
They don't have a strip sack, do they?
I take that back. I think they did have one and it went back to the team.
I think they got Aguilar. Maybe. Either way,
Maybe chat will help us out here.
The fact that we can't remember.
No, they got Aguilar with a tipped interception. Kristen Miller knocked his arm on an interception for Jonell, I think, or one later. I don't know. Either way, they're 96th in turnovers. It's not enough.
Absolutely.
That's the point there. But getting back to this, cornerback one, don't attack him. Quarterback two, go ahead. This has been the trend.
Oh, yeah.
And this may be just football. Like, I don't know if we see this at other programs. Right now, I feel like we see this at Alabama. I wouldn't be attacking Xavier Brown. Damani Jackson can get this work, though. You know? So I feel that to be the case here, though. And it's been like that for a while.
Yeah, you said one thing of there's still room to improve on this offense. I think that overall, this roster as a whole, the future is very bright. How many times have we talked about, man, true freshmen are coming on and balling for this team?
Aren't they the second youngest team in the conference?
They're one of them. I mean, they're extremely young.
They
I know Vanderbilt's the oldest, but like, and not to look forward to next year, but you have to feel very, very good about where things are next year when Donnie Glover has another year of experience, when Gunnar Stockton, we all presume, is going to come back and be the starter. We'll have a full season and a second off season of being the starter of experience. All of these things to where you're going to get more experience. The future is very bright for the next year and a half window. I know we're talking about this year, but that's been my takeaway from this is that the young talent is delivering right now, so the future is bright.
You know what else we've learned and we know? The offseason goals have been accomplished.
Yeah, you're right.
Not from obviously they have championship goals and all that stuff. We're talking about the identity of the football team. They talked all offseason about how they're going to run the football and they're going to stop the run and they're going to play with fire, passion, and energy. And that's exudes all over the tape. For the wins and losses have bore out what they were. The results have been what they are. But who they said they were going to be, they are. And I think that's very, very important. Especially because, guys, we're in year 9.
10.
We're in year 10. We've been a decade into this. And the idea that football coach can still rally the troops and change an identity or form a culture 10 years in, says a lot about the fact that place still is juiceable. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of this stuff fades, man. A lot of this stuff fades really, really quickly. We're 10 years in under a hard-nosed dictarian type leader, and he can still get that place to rebuild itself 10 years in. That to me, That's impressive as hell.
Yeah, and I think we saw it kind of the product of it fading last year, as to where we said this Georgia team doesn't really feel like it has the edge. Yeah, they're resilient. Yeah, they're fighting, but it doesn't feel like the hard nose beat you down. Everyone's afraid to play them type of Georgia football. That is certainly this year, and credit to Kirby Smart for kind of rallying the troops around that. I think another takeaway that we have from this, and this was kind of one that you touched on, the wide receiver room was as advertised.
Yep.
It's not
First time, long time.
Yes, there's not a 1,000-yard receiver on this team. I think we've all seen that. But we came into the season saying you have the most talented wide receiver core that you have on paper. Hopefully it delivers. And I think that between Colby Young and Zachariah Branch and all of the supporting cast around it, the London Humphreys, the guys like that, they have absolutely made the plays that had needed to be made, and it has been the difference in this season. I don't think you obviously you don't win without London Humphreys against Tennessee. Who knows how that Ole Miss game goes if Dylan Bell doesn't make that catch. Stuff like that has proven to me that through 7 games, I'm fine with saying this is Kirby Smart's best wide receiver group he's ever had.
Well, and on top of that, like I think that next year you'll really get a good gauge of if like the tides are starting to shift with this wide receiver room, because this year it's been you're hitting with the transfer guys, whether it was the guys you brought in last year or it's been the guys that you brought in this year. On top of Dylan Bell's playing better, London Humphreys has been a massive contributor, all those great things. Next year, we'll see what they do in the transfer portal, but it's starting to get to the point where it's the Georgia guys.
I think we are one snap away from finding out whether or not you spent good money in C.J. Wiley.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think we found out, and they found out how much of a hit Taylor was. Now the shoulder injury dings that, but I'm a usage guy. Y'all know I am. If I see you at Georgia, if you're a true freshman, and in the first 6 games of your career prior to you hurting your shoulder, they're making sure you're on the field, then you do enough in practice to where they've already confirmed you as a guy. Now, we're going to find out. There was the depth chart, and we said this preseason, Taylor's path to playing time was much thinner and much quicker than it is for CJ at X because of Colby, because of Noah. Well, we've knocked one of those off due to injury now. So we are first of all, probably going to have to play anyways now.
Yeah.
Because Noah can't take every single snap. So we're going to find out about him right now over the next, however many games they play this year. And I think it's important that he gets confident early.
Absolutely.
Because he's a young football player.
I think we have another takeaway here, and I don't know if I necessarily want to do this one, but I'll go ahead and do it. The cornerback rotation has been limited to 3 guys at this point.
Yep.
We don't need to name who. We don't need to name what the future holds.
We don't have to act like our audience is dumb either.
Yeah.
There's 3 guys playing. It's Dalen, DeMello, and Ellis.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel has not played.
Yeah.
And he's
That's
not
the
on.
reality.
He's not on the injury report and all that.
He hasn't played since
I think
Austin P.
Tennessee was his last.
They narrowed the rotation going into Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee was the last
I think he
one.
might have. I think he got dinged against Tennessee, and that was kind of the last
hamstring
time we saw
then groin, or the groin then hamstring.
It was one of the two.
Yeah.
He transferred.
But that's also that's just kind of how that position has played out, to be honest. And I mean, it's going back to what Kirby Smart has said before about this. It's not even just about this position, but it's younger guys always beating out an older guy on his roster. That tends to happen at corner more times than not, it seems.
He said he's never had a year where it hasn't happened.
Mm-hmm. It is ironic that Daniel Harris was the younger guy to beat out the older guy last year, and now the same has happened.
This time of the year. We'll talk about that a little bit more when we get into our keys to the bye week.
Mm-hmm. I've got 2 more
it's a
things.
Massive time at Georgia this time of the year.
I've got 2 more things that we know about this team.
I would love to hear them.
You're not going to like this next one.
Uh-oh.
You have one of the most reliable kickers in the nation. And I know that we talk about how that's not really valuable. The special teams don't matter, all those things. But having a Peyton Woodring on your roster has been such a godsend. He hasn't hit a game-winning field goal for you. He hasn't, made one of these clutch kicks. You haven't put him in the situation to do so. But there is something to be said about whether it's from 50 yards, 25 yards, or 30 yards, going out there and feeling confident that a kicker is going to make a kick. So that's huge. And the second one, and this was
figure out them kickoffs though. We've had 3 go out of bounds this year.
Yeah, that was weird.
2 this past weekend.
That was weird.
We talked about it last night. It was one of the worst mishits I've seen from these guys at like Georgia. You're supposed to be a professional kicker, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a professional kicker.
Mm-hmm.
Professional kickers don't have mishits like that.
I mean, they constantly get the number 1 kicker in the country, it seems. So
bring me Haran Zarat. Is that his name?
I think so.
No way. 0% chance I hit that name correctly. 0%.
And then my final one of this, and this was kind of, I felt like the biggest takeaway I've had just as the season holistically, your opponent dynamic was not at all what you expected it to be. Coming into this season, we circled, okay, Alabama and Texas are the two big games. Tennessee, you're going to easily win that one because of everything that's going on with the quarterback. We're not really going to pay attention to Mississippi State, automatic win. Ole Miss, we feel confident about that one. Georgia Tech, nothing. Georgia Tech is looking like it's going to be the hardest remaining game on your schedule. Texas might not be a top 25 team by the time you play them. Ole Miss just gave you everything you wanted in a top 10 matchup. Tennessee was a very, very good team when you faced them. That went down to the wire. And obviously Bama was Bama. It was a tough matchup. So the dynamics of this have shifted so much, and they've continued to shift as the season's gone on.
You were pretty close to that name.
Zerkat.
Yeah, I don't know how you enunciate it. It's not quite
We're
what
going
you
to find
said.
out when the in-stadium announcer lets her rip.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, shout out to that guy for not calling Ole Miss's quarterback the wrong quarterback for the first 3 quarters. Y'all notice that at Kentucky?
Mm-mm.
No,
man. Zach Calzada played for the first 2 quarters, according to the in-house announcer. Y'all didn't notice that?
No.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Zach Calzada was having a day.
See, all I could hear is the in-house guy, the press box.
Yeah, no, the stadium announcer thought Zach Calzada was playing for Kentucky for the entire first 3 quarters.
That's tough.
Nice.
Yeah. Where are we at?
Things we don't know?
Things we don't know. Number 1. I don't know if they've 100% found the answer for Kyron Jones being out indefinitely.
Yeah, I mean, how could you in 1 week?
Yeah. So I don't think we know that yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one thing you do know is,
It didn't get hunted.
well,
No.
not only that, but also, you didn't see any of the transfer guys get thrown into the mix.
Mm-mm.
It was number 20 is out there. I don't know the exact snap count for him, but I'm pretty sure he played just about every single snap.
Mm-hmm. He was definitely the answer to Kyron Jones missing.
And they've got a little bit more time now that the bye week has arrived. They
For sure.
might experiment a little bit. But
And maybe that was their
they left
plan.
20 on the field most of the time.
Absolutely.
Is Kyron coming back this season? I don't believe
We
so.
don't know.
It sounded like Liz Frank.
It didn't sound promising.
Kirby was asked on Monday, hey, do we have a return timetable for Kyron Jones, Talon Taylor, and who's the other one?
Colby Young.
Colby Young. And flat out just said, yeah, all 3 of those guys are going to be out. Didn't say for the season, didn't say it for a week, didn't say for some time. They're going to be out. So I would assume that you've probably seen the last of them in 2025. So,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate, but
I think another thing we don't know is whether or not you can play a complete game. We don't know that yet.
And
No,
the
we
closest
don't.
you've
Just
gotten
haven't
is
shown us.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
And I guess
I would argue Ole Miss. I mean, it's just you didn't play defensively.
That's
well
not a
until midway
complete
through the
game.
third quarter. You're right. I was thinking offensively.
I mean,
Offensively,
offensively, you played a flawless game. Defensively, it might have been one of the worst outings of a Kirby Smart defense in
Ever.
I mean, Kentucky was
Oklahoma.
bad eyes that allowed.
Yeah,
a
but you got
touchdown.
turnovers at Oklahoma. You forced
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield. You got sacks. You forced Baker Mayfield to turn
Yeah.
the ball over.
Ohio
Like
State.
maybe.
I didn't feel like you stopped though.
No, that's a
Oh,
good
no,
one.
no.
That's a good
You
pool.
just outscored them.
That's
Yeah,
a very
no.
good pool. Ohio State is definitely up there for that's one of the worst defensive efforts.
If you had to go Joe Burrow 2019 performance or CJ Stroud 2022 Ohio State performance.
So
I
I'm
personally thought
Who I
Burrow,
want?
No, I'm saying which one was more impressive to you?
CJ Stroud.
I thought so too.
Oh, really, guys?
Yeah.
As
I mean,
Really?
Burrow felt unstoppable, but the whole machine felt unstoppable. I felt like CJ Stroud was being rushed off his spot all day long and played so
But see,
insanely well.
For me, watching Joe Burrow happen, it was well, we just don't have a chance. There's just no way. Our
Yeah.
defense just does not have a chance today. CJ Stroud, it was still okay, yeah, they're playing really well today, but I still feel like we can get them. We can stop them.
I just feel like
I felt that way because of the offense, though.
I just feel like the amount of times that CJ Stroud made one-of-one plays against a one-of-one defense was just that guy. That performance to me is the greatest I've studied.
Here's the difference maybe for me.
I feel like.
Every time Joe Burrow dropped back, it was this guy's about to murder us.
Yeah,
This is
but
going to go for 70.
I feel like that was just them. I feel like they were
Yeah.
just going to do that. To
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
I
It
Kind of my
wasn't
point.
It wasn't the key. I don't know what I'm saying here. In that football game, I felt like it was just you're not beating LSU today. In in the Ohio State matchup, I felt like occasionally you beat the other 10 guys on the field and C.J. Stroud beat you. You see what I'm saying?
No, I get it. Both are super impressive in their own account.
Yeah, I'm going to go C.J. Stroud just because that Georgia defense got stops. That Georgia defense got off the field. The problem was that it was hauling a dead carcass as an offense along with it. And that's kind of what – I mean, like –
Stetson Bennett got snaps in
show,
that game.
Jake Fromm. Be careful.
Mailman came in that game.
I don't think it's –
22 Mailman?
Yeah,
Yes.
he had an ankle injury.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He
Jake
wasn't.
Fromm hurt his ankle. And
Which makes the speed option calls in that weirder. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
But no, I mean, I don't think saying that offense was very bad in 2019 is an indictment on Jake Fromm. That all around, not a great unit. That's not solely on Jake Fromm.
That was first half Pickens fighting. First half Dominic Blaylock blew a knee out. Right?
Yeah. It was
Orange
like
Pedro's
no
still
chance.
50% of a human being right now.
Yeah.
He'd been banged up all year.
DeAndre Swift was hurt.
Yeah.
It was questionable going into the football game.
I think he took like four carries that
No
game.
chance.
Yeah. No.
So that's why I'm going C.J. Stroud because they paced with a Georgia offense that was also playing very well. LSU was kind of just like we're going to lean on you.
Chat saying Bryce Young in 21 was even more impressive.
No, I didn't feel quite that way.
Bryce Young was impressive in 2021, but it was also like it was more just like damn, Georgia can't make a play.
Yeah.
Georgia
He scored what? 31 points.
In the SEC championship game?
34.
Wasn't that 34-17 or 31-17?
34, 41-17 was the final, but they had to pick six.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh well.
Things we don't know.
Ironically enough, can they beat Bama? Can they avoid a bad day? I think later on in the season, as the margins get tighter and tighter and tighter, you just can't we can't get anything going offensively. Run game stinks. We're going to put up 20 points, and the defense is not getting stops. That's football, though, as is the last one, health. Like, are you going to remain healthy? Not a lot of breather room left.
The ones I had on my list were, is the secondary just like gradually climbing? Like, I feel like that's what it feels like to me. Like, specifically talking about DeMello and Ellis, I feel like every game we pass by is you see the improvement, you see the confidence, and you see the comfort in them. Like, they don't look like young players anymore where it's like it's just panic. Don't like games playing too fast for us. I don't see that as much anymore. Just clean up the penalties. That's kind of like the last thing that you need to ask for them. That was one thing. If Noah Thomas is just going to completely unleash now, because that's what he was known for at Texas A&M of. He would have these days of where he just went for over 100, and you couldn't do anything about it. And knowing how well Gunner is throwing the deep ball and placing these 50-50 balls, he's going to get more opportunities for those now. Like, are you going to start seeing that from him? If Chris Cole is going to start settling in, because I think that, not to excuse everything, some of the mishaps that he's had this year, but, I mean, he has started playing like a new position to him, whereas last year it was, hey, you're the true freshman linebacker that's going to get to play because you can cover better than anybody in the linebacker room. Now our responsibilities have grown as we continue to grow as a football player, so I think you're just kind of seeing him having to settle in again after getting to campus for the first time as an 18-year-old. So are we going to see that a more comfortable Chris Cole and just start seeing him be as good of a football player as we know he is? Then the final one, and I don't mean this by disrespect or by any means, Nate, when I say this, can Nate Frazier find the happy medium? Because I think that at the start of his career, it was – we're hunting explosives. We're hunting the big play every time. That led to fumbles. We're getting too loose with the ball. And now we've overcorrected, rightfully so. Has protected the football. We're putting both arms on it. I want to see us find like a happy medium where we're still the explosive playmaker while also like holding on to the football.
I will say this. I don't claim to have like the most perfect photographic memory in football, but the last 2 weeks I can't remember a play where I'm like, shit, Nate left yards on tape.
Yeah.
And there was plenty of those prior to the last 2 weeks. So I do think we've cleaned up a lot.
Certainly getting better. And that's why I don't mean that disrespectfully of like I need more.
I don't know. I think we should have put that in the things we know. And we kind of did, but I don't think there's a player on the football team that I feel as if has gotten worse or is downward trending. I feel like there are some football players that are doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's anybody that's going downward right now.
No, that's a
great point.
Very good point. I have two things that we don't know. I feel like we don't necessarily know where Gunnar Stockton's ceiling is right now. We have an idea of it, but he's kind of exceeded expectations every time he's taken the field, which is great, and you want to keep happening. But where does that threshold end? Because it ends everywhere for someone. Like, it's not just unwarranted success. So, not unwarranted, but unstoppable.
Yeah.
I do want to kind of know what is the limit of Gunnar Stockton right now.
I mean, I think you might have seen it against Ole Miss, but like the only thing that you could have changed about it was if Noah Thomas catches a ball and it's not offensive pass interference, there's another 30 more yards. You're in the 300-yard range now.
Or if you don't have a missed Oscar Delp.
Yeah,
if you don't
how much better can it get than 300 yards passing?
12 of 12 in the second half.
65 yards rushing or whatever it was.
Yeah, 5.
I mean, I don't know if he plays better than that moving forward.
And that, yeah.
At least statistically. Like, we might feel that, but like you're saying, what was there left? A miss to Oscar?
It's like 2 plays.
A miss to Oscar on a cover 3 beater?
Was it
OPI?
London Humphreys or Noah Thomas in the corner of the end zone on that last drive?
London Humphreys 2-minute.
You missed a touchdown.
So
there.
we're talking 70 yards?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he throws for 370 instead of 300?
He throws for like 360, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can't get much better.
That's why
y'all score 54 points instead of 48, you know?
And that's what I'm saying is did we see Gunnar Stockton? If so, that's fantastic. Sign
I mean,
me
he
up.
exceeded what we placed his ceiling at coming into this year, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we placed his ceiling at like 250 and then add in like 30 yards on the ground.
If there were a hypothetical Stetson Bennett statue out front of Sanford Stadium and somebody put a Scam Newton jersey on it, would you go to prison?
I would not have no affiliation with that taking place. So, but
would you?
Would I go to prison for it?
Yeah. Would you defame it, or would you get a get back so hard you'd go to prison?
No, can't be
I'm
doing
just
that.
asking. Do you love ball like Harvey Updike loves ball? That's all I'm asking.
I love ball, but I also love my freedom and my family.
Freedom's overrated.
Huh?
Just kidding.
There's one more
It's
thing.
the most important thing in the world. Thank you for your service.
There's one more thing I feel like we don't necessarily know at this point in the season. We have an idea of it, but we don't fully know. I feel like this running back room is still somewhat of a mystery. We know Nate Frazier and Chauncey Bowens are
Who's top dog?
We know they're kind of the 1-2 punch, and that's the way George has always done it. But it's been Josh McCray's going to be our short yardage guy, and then we don't really know where Dwight Phillips is. What's the update on Rod Robb? Stuff like that is kind of my question. Are we going to get a clearer picture of that? Do we have a role for Dwight Phillips now? Because at the start of the season, it was the 1-2 punch of Nate Frazier and Dwight Phillips. And now it's kind of waned off to Chauncey Bowens. Understandably so, but
I wonder what Gunnar Stockton, if he were here, I wonder what he might think about this team midway through the year.
He could maybe do it again.
I mean,
I hope this does not bother Gunnar.
I don't know why it would. I don't think that guy cares about anything. I think he cares about ball. I think he cares about his family and his cows, and whether or not his truck's got good oil pressure or whatever you check in old trucks. But yeah, I wonder what Gunnar might think about this start to the season. But maybe we get it a little bit later. Who knows? Keys to the bye.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Crucial.
Georgia's in their second bye week. I think first and foremost for me, you got to get C.J. Wiley ready. His growth and his readiness right now are really, really important. He's going to obviously play snaps, but I think most importantly, he needs to know that he's one play away. He's one play away from us either playing C.J. or making Dylan do what Dylan had to do last year, which we know was not to the betterment of 86. So C.J. Wiley getting ready to play in these upcoming football games is very, very important.
I said get the big fellas up front healthy and rested, specifically on the offensive line. And I say that because after this week, that's probably the healthiest you're going to get them for the remainder of the year. Now, I know that if you get a first-round bye in the playoff or you skip the SEC championship game and then you wait for your first-round playoff game, those will be opportunities to get these guys rested. But that's with another 5 football games added onto the list. So at this point in the year, with a week off, this is the most well-rested and healthiest that you will get these guys. So let's make sure that we're taking care of Monroe Freeling while we can, or any lingering injuries that we have in this offensive line, like Micah Morris. Get these guys healthy and rested so that when we go in the back half of the season, they are ready to go and can finish this thing out. It was a note for me. Just get the big guys healthy, man.
Yeah.
And get guys like Michael Unai a lot of reps this week in practice. Get guys like maybe Marcus Harrison, Nair Daniels. Get them a lot of burn. Get them ready to go in case of emergencies.
Yeah, I think get healthy is always kind of the main focus of these bye weeks, in addition to other things. I think it's also very important for this week alone to prioritize finishing on the pass rush. We've seen at this point now Georgia is capable of generating a form of a pass rush. The problem is when you get home, you don't exactly finish. We saw it against Ole Miss. We saw it against Kentucky. We've seen it in other instances where you're almost there, you've caused pressure, but they escape, and it ends up being explosive or something worse.
Got to finish. You guys have played, or Kirby's played some ball. I remember in college when I was playing, we only had one bye week. This was before week 0, so you just had one bye. And during those bye weeks, I remember my first 2 years when I wasn't like a firm, solid, don't worry about him, he's an everyday starter for us. During the bye week, we got to get him healthy. When you're anybody other than that, at programs like Georgia, it is hell space for 2s and 3s, I would imagine. This ain't no, hey, let's lick our wounds, everybody take a couple days off, get a mental break from the sport. Nope. This returns to camp scenarios for 2s and 3s on this roster, and that's make or break time. That's when mid-season they figure out who they're about to go to war with the rest of the year. You know how I know this? You know how I know Georgia to be one of these football programs? Y'all remember Peanut getting on the bus at Florida last year?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That was out of nowhere. I wonder why. Because
Created a whole package for him.
He went 10 days balling the F out in practice in this time period of the year. Y'all remember last year when all of a sudden it was like, hey, Julian, sorry, buddy, if you want to go to the portal, go ahead because Daniel Harris is starting for us. You remember that? Mm-hmm. That happened this time of the year last year. This is the time that programs like Georgia revert back to, let's find out who's ready to go to war. Let's find out who's ready to win jobs in practice. If there is any playing time to be had to close this year's stretch, it's right now, earned and won in this bye week stretch at Georgia.
Kind of similar to what you're bringing up right now, but I phrase it in a different way. I named it this, but I said find me this year's Chris Cole. But there seems to be one of these every single year, and that's kind of what you're getting at right now, Brooks, of a young player that earns his right into playing time. C.J. Allen was an example of this his true freshman year, where in the second half of the season he started to take things over a little bit. So who's going to be that this year? Like maybe one of these young edge rushers is going to earn some more reps, or maybe, I don't know, just one of these freshmen, like maybe Dominic Kelly.
You hit the position that it needs to be. Gabe Harris and Quintavious Johnson are playing great football, but in my opinion, they are playing way too many snaps. Way too many snaps. And it's because I think they don't think Darren Ikenagbon's quite ready yet. He's a true freshman. I don't think they think Isaiah Gibson didn't even travel to Auburn. Like Ikenagbon traveled. All right, so, we know what's going on with Elo and he's getting more and more snaps. Christopher Jones is getting more and more snaps. But when I look at film, I feel like 33's on the field every single snap, and it's fine. He's playing great football. Gabe Harris is playing great football. But I think they can be even better versions of themselves if they're 100% ready to go in the fourth quarter and not 85% of themselves maybe with their hands on their hips because they've played 65 snaps already at this point in the year, especially as we get into really, really heavy postseason play, which I think that's where Georgia's ultimately going. They need to have these young guys ready. I think it's a massive week in practice for those types of guys. Mm-hmm. You were right. As it is, I think very, very, very important for long-term answers at star and at safety. This is your opportunity to really experiment with whatever answers you're going to have if it becomes a problem. You didn't have time to do so last week. I don't want you to experiment with what the answers are. You played the backup when Ole Miss is coming to town. All right, but you've had 10 days now, or you're going to have 10 days to really experiment and see, hey, is Adrian Maddox ready? Is Zion Branch ready? Do we have an opportunity for a dime package? Do we have an opportunity for a package where Jonell bumps back there and Dalen comes in and cover? Now is your opportunity to experiment. You're not going to have any opportunities moving forward.
Absolutely.
I think the one other thing that you need to get ready for is get Noah Thomas ready for the increase of snap count. From a stamina point, because let's be real, he is not taking, I think, more than 15 snaps in a game. That's about to change. Now, I know C.J. Wiley getting ready is just as important, but from a stamina standpoint, hey, Noah, you're kind of the only other option we have right now outside of a freshman who we believe in, but we would rather stick with a guy who has experience in the playmaker. So he's got to get ready for that increase.
I mean, the last thing that I have is just I think you kind of mentioned this one of get the second group of offensive linemen lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and
Hey,
lots
how about
and
some
lots of
Daniel
reps.
Calhoun growth this week?
Yeah.
You know, that'd be important.
Continue to see Bo Hewley gain some confidence, get him some more reps. Michael Unai, all those guys. Just kind of and can maybe continue to experiment around the offensive line a little bit, just in case you have something happen to your starters.
New theory around here. We see a lot of high school football prospects in this state. See a lot of Georgia commits every now and then, or all the time, as many as we can possibly see. From now on, if I ever see a Georgia commit ever at any point in his career, turn it off at any point in high school. Just thinks he's done, thinks he can just do whatever, thinks he can stop practicing, thinks he can stop working out. And then even if he gets to Georgia and figures it out the first month, the fact that you once turned the switch off, that scares me. It scared me about somebody that we just got done talking about. And I told you guys, and then he gets to school and he gets it figured out, and now I think it's coming back. So I think that stuff to me, it sticks out. I don't even know why I felt the need to say that right now, but I did. So, because I faded on it. Like, maybe I was wrong. No, it was there. There the whole entire time. So, where are we at?
It's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. Hey, what if DJ Lagway was coached by Lane Kiffin right now, today, and in 10 days that was the matchup you had?
Am I getting DJ first year Lane Kiffin?
Yeah, just like Trinidad is right
Okay,
now.
so he's still turning the ball over probably.
Yeah.
Not as scared.
You'd be far more terrified, though.
I mean, it's certainly like you certainly don't feel great
Yeah,
about
from
it
a
going
play
into this
caller's-
matchup.
From a play caller standpoint, you're not excited about it, but I don't think necessarily where it's like, oh man, Lane Kiffin changes everything about this. Like, this Florida team has a lot of issues.
I think in the coaching staff.
It's probably
They're really talented.
it's probably a 4.5 line instead of 7.5 right now.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I
what I
don't know
would
if the
say.
other-
Like he's a 3-point difference.
Is 7.5 the line that came out preseason, or is that the current
No,
line?
it is the current line because I searched it up on Monday. There was no line, and now it has opened up.
Same note.
Interesting.
That seems low. Rivalry.
They have good defense.
Rivalry game, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of unknowns there. You're right. Do have a good defense. Got a decent run game. I would imagine they're feeding the run game in their game script.
Yeah.
Maybe trying to limit possessions. I just think, you know how I feel about Lane. Just feel like it would be a totally different matchup.
For sure.
I think it might
harder
be
prep. Definitely.
Yeah,
Way
much.
harder prep.
much. What do you got for me?
What if Billy Napier is kind of bitter about being let go from Florida?
How bitter? Like, come be a member of the staff bitter?
That was kind of what I was
Call
implying.
Kirby Smart and say, here's the entire bag.
Maybe like, this is everything we run.
Knowing
I wouldn't
Billier,
be
though,
surprised. But
Yeah.
Billy's a good man.
he's a player's coach, too, I feel like.
Yeah, he is. He wouldn't want to do that.
He wouldn't
his
want
guys.
to tarnish the kids like that.
I don't know if he would get. Is there history for this? Is there precedent?
I can't
This
think of,
quickly. They just fired the guy. He gets picked up by the next team they're playing.
I can't ever think of an example off my head. I feel like that would be pretty famous if it did happen.
I've seen some like bring Butch Davis on for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Tennessee's coming to town. I've seen stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've never seen he just got canned. Let's go bring him in. That would be crazy.
Diabolical.
I do think there is a potential that one day we're covering a football team that Kirby Smart coaches that Billy Napier's on the staff of.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
I mean, that's really it's kind of like all they hire is like Saban guys and guys that they've worked with previously.
I mean, it has kind of become the like what Saban was in the late 2010s of, hey, come here, we'll clean you off of any stench you have and then send you back out into the coaching tree. Like, he did this with a bunch of guys. So wasn't Butch Jones on his staff for a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I mix up Butch Jones and Butch Davis constantly. Football brain there is nuts.
Yeah, the fact that I knew you meant Butch Jones and still didn't correct you, that's on me, dude. I just let you sit in that one. I didn't even speak up. That's on me, dude.
Yeah. We're just spread too thin. Got too many things slipping through the cracks.
It happens.
Yeah.
What if
Come on.
one of Darren Nogbin, Isaiah Gibson, or Elo Mendoza ups her snap count?
I mean, just hating on Chase Linton, that's crazy.
Isn't he hurt
No,
or
I'm
something
just
like
kidding.
that?
He is in a boot.
Okay.
Are they
So-
upping the snap count?
He's on a scooter.
Like, instead of Elo Mendoza getting 9 snaps.
Bro, Ethan Barbour's gotten so good at that scooter that they had to put a brake on the handle.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's scooting around. Well, there's a lot of hills in Athens.
My boy be scooting.
Bro, you imagine going down Baxter on that thing? Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Which one's Baxter?
The big hill across from
Where
San
Canes is
Where's Canes?
on Baxter.
I'm on 2 roads when I'm in
I
that
know.
town.
You don't go over that way.
Nope.
Okay, it's off of Millage.
Like, I got DM'd yesterday. Hey, first time in Athens. I'm from Texas. I'm coming there for the Texas-Georgia game. What do I do? Buddy, you DM'd the wrong guy.
You should have sent them to us.
I'm a passerby in this here town.
I'm pretty much a local at this point. Send them to my
Athens
boy.
Insights
I did.
hit
I
the
said, you need to
producers
DM
up.
Christian or Jonathan. I'm the wrong guy.
Yeah, we'll
All
get
I
you to
do
the
is
right
text these
spots.
guys. Hey, what's the or Unc? I'm texting Unc.
We'll
for
tell you where to
recommendations.
go game day, great food, all that good stuff.
Georgia Homer Brooks don't know nothing about Athens.
Yeah, like going back to my point of what if Elo Mendoza goes from playing like 9 to 12 snaps to, okay, now he's playing 20.
Is that out of, we just need to get a rep count difference?
No, it's
or
like-
he's like demanding,
Hey.
we have to up this guy's.
Elo improved. Elo is way more comfortable in our defense right now that he deserves 8 more snaps a game. He
I
has to be out there.
I think that's a great sign for your defense moving forward, just from a depth standpoint. So that's great.
But again, like even one of the true freshmen right now, I think that would be the better sign because Elo is helping you out. But if you get one of the freshmen to that point, that could be a difference maker there.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Napier still follows me.
Oh, sick.
There's a time there was an up and down thing, you know. I had to check it every once in a while.
What if Georgia misses the SEC championship this year?
I mean, they're on
Good.
track to do it.
It's on. Well, they were on track to do it last
Good.
year until the last 2 weeks.
That's
Good.
fair.
Stay out of it. Good. I'd like to go cover it. It's an awesome game. Oh man, shooting photos in that
Stadium is
insane.
impeccable.
The only stadium that has better lighting is the Sugar Bowl.
I'd go Jordan Hare. Jordan Hare's got elite lighting.
I've never been there at night.
Yeah, you weren't there with us this past week. It was elite, but no, the shooting photos in Mercedes-Benz is crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
But no, good. It's good for you. I mean,
It's-
I know Kirby loves that game, and I know all that, but like, it is another. It cost. I think it cost you a real opportunity to win a national title last year.
Because Carson.
Yeah, like I'm not saying you're not a better team now with Gunner. That's not what I'm saying. But you were not a better team in that situation
No.
with Gunner Stockton basically morphing himself and finding ways in an offense over 15 practices to create new offense with a quarterback that's first time starting. That's not ideal for anybody.
Never.
So, yeah, I think it cost you a much more legitimate chance at a national title. I think people in that building think if Carson's healthy, y'all beat Notre Dame.
I mean, there's
I think there's people in this chat right now that would say that.
a fair argument for that.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that completely.
It is kind of sad, though, that that's the state of college football where no one wants to go to the conference championship game.
Well, we're getting to a point where it's like, it's another moment for exposure. Even if the loss doesn't hurt, the potential
Right.
losses of players could.
But I think that's why I'm saying it's like it's unfortunate that that's where we're at in college football now, where
People doing the why is they're trying to pin me down on the why is Beck above Gunner on the rankings because they've played 6 or 7 games, man.
I think they've only played 6, Miami, that is.
But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's not, I'm not a 1 weekend sample guy. Guys, we're 2 starts removed from Gunner, like us being in here going, hey man, he's got to start pulling the trigger. Like, all right, so it's been great. He's playing great football right now. The other guy's playing really good football too, and just had a bad night. So
yeah, I mean,
I don't think it's a gotcha moment. Like you're not. I don't. feel
Carson
that
was
way.
leading the Heisman race not too long ago.
Like come on, man. I don't think that's fair.
I think that
I know. I'm sure there wasn't a fan base with more smiles on their face Friday night than Georgia fans hate watching.
oh
that
yeah,
one.
Twitter was
I mean, my Discord was going absolutely bananas.
absolutely.
Twitter was having fun with that one.
So there it is. What if we're about to see a truly unlocked Gunner Stockton? And this is the same
He
note
gets-
2 weeks in a row.
He gets more unlocked.
I had this note after the Auburn game saying, hey, that was the most promising game. This one might be his best coming up because it was so promising. What if we see another moment of elevation here? Like we mentioned earlier, there's only like 3 or 4 passes there that we felt like you need back, that you got to have. If it's we got to score as many points as we humanly possibly can. I think there's a moment where that might be the standard.
I mean, I
moving
think
forward.
that if you get an unlocked Gunner Stockton, then I think that you see
Unlocked and
well, and I like he's a confident player. You see that on the field, and that's how his teammates talk about him. But I don't think you've really seen fully comfortable Gunnar Stockton, because obviously he's got a lot going on right now. He's still trying to learn how to play the position, all that good stuff. But I think at that point, then it's we've reached the peak and the pinnacle of our career. Now we're ready to go. Nothing else is on our mind. We just have tunnel vision of let's go compete.
That is the idea. And I think that's what we kind of talked about, of what is the ceiling of this? If he's fully unlocked and never having to analyze and do things like that, just play football, just be a football player, which is where he's best, he's going to be a very scary quarterback to go against.
I got one more for you. What if Bama continues to keep rolling and looking like they do currently, looking like a great football team, arguably one of the, if not the best team in the SEC, one of? What if Ole Miss keeps rolling, and what if Tennessee keeps rolling? In other words, the 3 close football games apart from Auburn, which we know what that was a shaky start, 12 offensive plays in the first half, and then utter domination for the last 32 minutes of that football game. Okay? But those other 3 games are close matchups against what I deem to be really, really good football teams. And 2 of those 3, I think, are ultimately going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean,
if that's what it ultimately looks like at the end of the year, I think you feel far better about yourself come January in a playoff situation.
It'd be another year yet again where you had one of the more difficult schedules in the country, yet you still made a college football playoff. And
we're still looking at a top 10 matchup against Georgia Tech.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
To close the year.
Yeah, I mean, there's very clearly this has become an extremely hard schedule. Maybe not from the teams we thought preseason, but it's still one of the more difficult schedules in college football.
the only matchups that have changed based on what you probably thought preseason-wise are Florida and Texas.
Auburn is a considerably worse football team right now than we thought they were going to be preseason.
I think it's also fair to say that Tennessee and
their
Ole Miss,
roster is not. Their offense is.
I think it's also fair to say that Tennessee and Ole Miss are considerably better than we thought they would be at the start.
But you knew those are going to be tough
especially.
games.
Ole Miss especially.
But you knew those are going to be tough games no matter what.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Whereas Florida and Texas, you see those as okay, that's probably not as difficult of a game as we thought it was going to be.
Understandable.
It's still not one you're just Texas this week, we can kick our feet up, but
kind of segues into my final what if. What if on Saturday, Mississippi State just has an offensive explosion against Texas in that defense? Do you start to worry more about going to Starkville than you do playing Texas?
Man, that would be a wild world. I think I would be no Michael Taft would be my first thought. Was he that pivotal to that defense?
Mm-hmm.
My second thought would be, did they get left in short fields all game because the offense is that putrid? My third thought would be, how in the hell did they neutralize Colin Simmons? Because if Mississippi State's scoring points and protecting the quarterback, they figured something out that I didn't think they could figure out, which was they got a turnstile at left tackle.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm kind of saying. Wouldn't you, if that happens, would you not say, well, Texas might not be that big of an issue at all?
If Texas loses to Mississippi State, transitive property alone says that Mississippi State game is tougher than the Texas game.
Yeah, true.
And not to mention, you go out there
with the cowbells and everything.
With the cowbells and everything, and you get Texas at home. So,
my final what if.
Come out.
What if Chris Jones is a player who explodes to close the season?
Friend of the show, we'd love to see that.
Yeah, this is true.
Committed on this network, Jonathan.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've done 1,000 episodes. Between lives and film studies and commitment announcements, and it's probably been
minus vacation days.
Man, this shirt sure is nice. It's available in the link of the description of this video. Boys, there is a recent commit at the University of Georgia, and he's a 2028 football player. He's a sophomore in high school. Anytime a sophomore commits to the University of Georgia, I don't care what his rankings are. I don't even care what his film really is. We're going to take a look at it. But he a dude, just pure point blank. If they are greenlighting you this early in your process, they think you are going to be a super freak. Asa Wall, 6'3", 225 pounds, out of Milledgeville Academy.
John Millage Academy.
John Millage Academy, down there in South Georgia, playing relatively small football, but does everything for this football team, all right? It's a Todd Hartley commitment. Would imagine he's going to play tight end when he gets to Georgia.
Legacy player as well.
Oh,
yes. Yeah? Yes, father played fullback.
So he got genetic rocks in the head?
JT Wall. Eddie's the head coach of the football team here.
Oh, so he's a coach's son that's a ball player, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You know who he looks like?
You gonna do it?
And it might be because no. You're
Not
crazy.
that. Not that.
I was
No, I was gonna
Not
do the
that.
other one. I was gonna do the other one. He's wearing 4 in a blue and gold football team. He looks like Oscar Delp. That's what he looks like. Dude, he's knee knocked.
This
Or
is
not knee knocked. He's bow legged.
This is mid-season highlights of this year, by the way. So this is recent tape.
That get off is elite. High point. Now go do some work after the catch. I'd love to see you break those 2 arm tackles right there, big fella. Inline blocking? Nope. Screen pass. Do something after it. How do we feel about the pants rolled up like 2 or 3 inches above the knee, Kirby?
I never liked it because I would tend to get horrible turf burn. But I mean, it's the style nowadays. If you're comfortable rocking it, you go ahead, man.
Oh
Lord.
yeah. I've never heard of John Millage. Is this what is this single A down in South Georgia?
Very small school. I believe
Okay.
it might even be private.
Okay. What area of South Georgia is this?
Milledgeville.
Okay.
Oh, makes sense.
So he's only like 50 minutes from Athens, really.
Yeah, not too far.
I love the movement patterns. He's a great athlete at 6'4" or 6'3", 225. Would imagine he might get another inch or two. If this guy gets to 6'5", 240, you got another one of these, as a friend of the show, Davin Bellamy would call it, what do we call it, avatars? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Have another one of these avatars at the tight end position.
Yeah, they're
Who is
GI.
whoa. Who is the quarterback? Who is this lefty right here? This is delightful. Who is that?
Let's find out.
Find me the lefty. This kid's spinning it. That was a smooth stroke, son. Now, that does look like that guy who wore 19.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff, doing the I'm the best player on my team stuff, so I'm just going to do everything.
That would be Lewis Cheney.
Lewis is spinning the pill.
6'4", 187.
Huh?
Yeah.
Look at this one from Lewis.
187, huh?
That's a dot, son. Great high point. Oh, playing defense? Go stick somebody. Oh, we just can't help but hit people. Oh, yeah, baby. They eat this screen pass up, dude. Make somebody miss. Go crib this. Go crib this. That should have been first play on the tape. Oh, he got caught. That's why it wasn't.
That's why it wasn't.
Yeah. Is that him against?
Oh,
What's
he's a
up?
pitcher.
Oh yeah. How much? Like we talking 92 off the bump?
I don't know. It just in his bio on Twitter it says quarterback, left-handed pitcher.
Oh, you're talking about the quarterback.
Yeah, sorry.
So back to this Ace Wall discussion. We have a 6'3", 225 pound sophomore who is doing everything for his high school football team. His dad played at Georgia, is already committed as a sophomore. That kid's going to be a freak.
Yeah. Might be one of the rare instances where the first commit in a class is going to stick.
That kid's sticking.
Yeah.
Hot take. That
I
kid is
hope.
not decommitting from the University of Georgia. Has Todd Hartley ever had a kid decommit on him?
I want to say yes. I want to say they lost
Who?
it. I can't remember. I mean, off the top of my head, but
If they commit to Todd Hartley, I feel like they stick.
History says yeah. It wasn't a memorable enough name for me to remember if they decommitted.
Like the last miss I feel like Todd's even had is the Theo kid that ended up at Penn State.
No, this year.
Michael.
Huh?
The
The
Mark
kid,
Bowman.
Mark
Excuse me.
Bowman. The
That'd
kid.
be the last one.
Yeah, that's NIL miss. I mean, they gave the kid $8 million according to USC reporters. That kid's gonna be fun to watch in college.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not for Georgia fans. Landon Thomas, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that was the one I was thinking of.
I don't want to do that to Landon. But. All right, we good?
Yep.
Hey, great show tonight. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I love you. We'll talk to you tomorrow.